Oh, forgot my needed my mic on for that one. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right. I am very tired. Oh God. I feel ways about myself. Oh. Greetings, comrade, is absolutely insane. Not even gonna sit here and stonewall you on that one, buddy. But hello. Hi again. We're here. We're good. Oh. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It's I don't even know. What can I say? Essentially, I've been MIA since Saturday, and I've enjoyed it. You know why I've enjoyed it? Because I went and I partied. I got a little drunk, maybe got a little high, you know? But you know, we back in action. We're back in action. Don't smoke, children, unless you're of age, and then do whatever you want. And don't drink if you have to drive home. The benefit of Ubers is that they'll accept you if you're drunk. And that's what I was. And they can't decline because I've already put in my money. Also, if you are going to drink, call an Uber. Don't leave and think that you could get an Uber at 2 o'clock in the morning, or else you'll be like me, stranded for a little while. Because I was stranded for a little while. I was like, God damn it. I see all these Ubers in the area that are literally 5 minutes from me, and no one wants my money. Am I too good for any of you people? Am I too good for y'all that get to take my money? I felt offended. But we're back. I'm also going to turn my AC on. I just realized I'm hot. Ugh. I mean, I am hot, but I ain't really fucking expect the heat to start hitting me at this exact time. But hi, hello. You're too good for them? You know what's crazy? I got in the car. It's like it's a 40-minute drive. Me and the Uber driver just chopping it up. As if we not supposed to be fucking focusing on getting me to where I need to be. Well, fuck it. And I took pictures, but you're never going to see those. You're never going to see those pictures, demons. But enough dillying on y'all dallies. For my Twitch people, tomorrow we'll be back with Leon Ween. We're going to keep traumatizing Clementine. We're not done. We're going to be traumatizing Clementine tomorrow. I thought about doing it today, but I said I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it at all. Did you hear about the freaky ass Pokemon news? I heard that there was leaks, and then I saw pictures of the leaks, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. If that's supposed to be Generation 3, then that franchise was supposed to die. But they got a lifeline of a lifetime, which was the Hoenn region. But what else happened? What else happened with the leaks? Anything of substance or circumstance? I hope not. Because that's I swear to God, that's literally all I saw. Like concept art images. Did I miss something that's drastically worse? I hope I didn't. Creepy and not in a good way. Creepy is never in a good way. The guy who dropped the Pokemon Giga League when Nintendo 5. I've told the art professors at my college will fail. Leon, I've been told that art professors at my college will fail students for small mistakes, so I'm switching majors. Well, that's a pussy ass move. To me, that sounds like a challenge. It's like, oh, you want to fucking show me that you're gonna fail me for the smallest thing? It's crazy. Some of the Pokemon stuff is weird. What is it? Fuck. If you know I barely know anything about this shit, help me. Oh, God, wait. What the fuck is this? I think I found it. Hold on. Wait a minute. It's coming. There it is. Is this it? Typhlosion is a pedophile? What the Wait a minute. Wait. Stop the bus. Typhlosion? My dog? That's one of my... No. I don't want to live in this reality. Put it on... No. No. Theme, the relationship between humans and Pokemon, human-like ways of thinking. Long ago, when the boundary between Pokemon and humans was unclear, there was a village somewhere. One day, a girl from that village went into the mountains to gather firewood. She found well-dried deadwood deep in the forest, so she kept going further in. Before she realized it, the sun was setting, and she had lost her way. Around her, there were droppings from a Typhlosion, which made the girl anxious. Just then, a man appeared from the other side of the forest. His face didn't resemble anyone from the village, but he was very handsome. The man said, "You must be lost, right? I know the way down the mountain, but with your pace, it would be midnight before we get there. I'll take you back tomorrow morning, so why don't you rest at my place tonight?" The girl had no choice but to agree to the man's suggestion. The man took her hand and began to walk. As evening fell, they arrived at a large cave. "This is my home. You must be hungry, right? Right here." Saying that, the man went outside the cave. After he left, a red light shone from far away in the mountains, and there was the sound of trees swaying. Before long, the man returned, carrying many... Move this chat off the fucking screen! I'm trying to figure out if Typhlosion is a fucking pedophile. "Eat this, then let's sleep for the night. If you wake up before I do, don't look at my face." The next morning, when the girl woke up, the man was still asleep. She honored their promise and started lying down, waiting. Before long, she fell back asleep. She was awakened by the man's voice. When she looked outside, the sun was already setting. "Today, we'll eat green berries. Wait here. Hold on. Why? I thought she was supposed to be going home. Eat this, then let's sleep for the night. If you wake up before I do, don't look at my face." The girl expressed her concern that her family would be worried and that she wanted to go home soon. Get the fucking chat off my screen. I am concerned about life at this moment. The same routine continued, with them waking up when the sun had set, the man going out to gather berries, and the two of them eating and sleeping together. Eventually, the girl realized that the man was a Typhlosion. As winter approached, the Typhlosion dug deeper into the cave and said to the girl, "Go and gather wood for firewood. Break off the branches from the higher parts of the tall trees." The girl tried to do as Typhlosion instructed, but the tall trees scared her, so she could only climb the shorter ones. When she brought back some branches, Typhlosion said, "That won't do. If it's not from the higher branches, humans will find us." The snow began to fall, and the two of them lived in the depths of the cave, mostly sleeping. There was plenty of food. Occasionally, they would wake up, eat, and then go back to sleep. One day, when she awoke, the girl was holding a child. After several days and nights passed, the Typhlosion said, "Your father is looking for you, but you are my wife, so I can't return you, and I will have to fight him." Oh, no. The girl pleaded, "Please don't do that. Don't kill my father. How can I live with you if you kill my family? You're a good person, so please stay here with me and sleep." "All right, let's stay here and sleep." The man nodded. The next night, the Typhlosion woke the girl and said, "Your father is close by. Go and see." When the girl went outside, a snowstorm was raging. She climbed a low tree and broke off a branch. When she returned to the cave, the Typhlosion was singing a song she had never heard before. "You broke off a branch, didn't you? Soon, your father will come here. I'm going to do something bad to your father. If I am killed, take my eyes, my voice, and my heart. Build a fire at the spot where I was killed and burn them. And while they burn, sing this song until the fire goes out." The girl said, "Please don't do it. Don't kill my father. If anyone is to be killed, let it be you. Goodbye. We will never meet again." With those words, the Typhlosion went outside. After a while, there was a loud noise, and when the girl looked outside, she saw her father had killed the Typhlosion. She rushed out and said to her father, "Father, you have killed my husband. I have been living with him all this time. He was my husband. Please give me my husband," the Typhlosion's eyes, voice, and heart. The girl built a fire at the place where the Typhlosion had been killed and put his eyes, voice, and heart into the flames. She sang the song the Typhlosion had taught her until the fire burned out. The girl's father built a small hut on the edge of the village for the girl and her child to live in. Eventually, spring arrived. The young men of the village teased and tormented the girl and her child. It became worse over time, and one day they tried to drape a Typhlosion pelt over them. The girl returned home and pleaded with her parents, "Please tell the villagers to stop teasing us. If they put that pelt on us, we will surely become Typhlosion. We are already half Typhlosion as it is." Despite the parents' pleas, the villagers did not listen. In fact, they found it even more amusing and eventually draped the Typhlosion pelt over the girl and her child. At that moment, they howled loudly and vanished into the depths of the forest. The two were never seen again, and so people came to understand Typhlosion are half human beings. What the fuck did I just read? What is this? Why are y'all ruining my shit? How did we go from concept art to Typhlosion fucking humans and making children? I don't like this. And you know what? Whoever did it, I hope Nintendo finds you. I hope Nintendo finds you for ruining my childhood, because I can't look at this Pokemon the same ever again. I am scared. I don't like it. I don't like this. I don't like this. I just got called homeless. It was a dev. What the fuck did I just read? They wrote it on company servers? What? What the fuck? I don't like any of this. You know what make it worse? Y'all remember the lore about this motherfucker? The lore with this motherfucker, I don't know. I think this one's worse because I thought he trapped kids. Check Game Freak League. Human torture, human Pokemon hybrids. Now listen. What? Oh, wasn't this the one I just read? Didn't I just read this? Oh God, it's about Slack Off. Oh no! What is this shit? Read what they did to Octillery. No. Actually, yes, because I hated Octillery. Octillery fucking sucked. I'm reading another one. Original sin based on the current Pokemon world. In the distant past, when the boundary between Pokemon and humans was still blurred, there was a woman and her companions. Every day, they were bored, so they would often catch Slakoth living in the nearby forest. They played cruel games with the captured Slakoth, sometimes killing them for fun, gouging out their eyes, or cutting off their ears. One day, the woman was walking alone in the forest and saw Slakoth hanging from a tree. She climbed the tree to catch it, but slipped and injured herself. At that moment, a Vigoroth appeared. Oh no. This Vigoroth had a torn ear. The woman, startled, tried to flee, but her injured leg hurt too much. She couldn't move. The Vigoroth with a torn ear suddenly attacked her when it saw her. The woman lost consciousness. When she awoke, she was in an unfamiliar place. Before her lay a clear lake surrounded by trees from which many Slakoth and Vigoroth were hanging. All the Pokemon bore wounds somewhere on their bodies. Oh no. marks left by the woman and her companions. Upon closer inspection, she noticed that some of the slack-oth hanging from the tree were corpses. Oh no. They were their very slack-oth that the woman and her friends had killed and discarded. The slack-oth were throwing those corpses into the lake. Terrified, the woman tried to run away, but a slack-king appeared. This slack-king also had a torn ear. The woman realized that this was the same Vigoroth she had seen earlier, and the fear overwhelmed her, causing her to faint once more. When the woman regained consciousness, she found herself at the entrance of the forest near her home, surrounded by her friends. They carried her back to her house. Sometime later, the woman gave birth to a child, but it wasn't a human child. It was a slack-oth. Oh no. She intended to abandon it, but couldn't bring herself to do it. She stopped meeting with her friends and decided to raise the slack-oth. One day, her friends, concerned about her, visited the area near her home. They found the slack-oth sleeping there, the child of the woman. As they always did, they caught the slack-oth, stabbed it in the chest, and killed it. They took its corpse and headed to the woman's house. When she saw the slain slack-oth, the woman was overwhelmed with sorrow. She grabbed the slack-oth's body and ran deep into the forest. Her friends, shocked, chased after her. As they ventured deeper into the forest, the surroundings suddenly opened up, and they found the same clear lake from before. Around the lake were many slack-oth and Vigoroth. The woman stood before the lake, and holding the lifeless body of the slack-oth, she threw herself into the water. Afterwards, the woman's friends began to treat slack-oth as companions, just as she had in her final moments. What? I don't want to read this anymore. But there's so many more. Humans hunting Pokemon, Native American ecology and philosophy. Oh, no. No. In the past, you know what? In the past, when the boundary between Pokemon and humans was blurred, there was a grassy plain and a large lake at the foot of the mountain. Two men lived on the west and east sides of the lake. The two men lived by hunting Pokemon. The man living in the west was not particularly skilled, but he strictly followed the hunting rules. The man living in the east was a skilled hunter, but often neglected these rules. One day, the man from the west went out to hunt and saw a Rapidash on the plain. Its lush mane shone beautifully in the sunlight. As the man from the west readied his bow, the Rapidash spoke. "We have children now. If I die, there will be none of us left in this plain." The man from the west lowered his bow and said, "Then I will not kill you. However, I desire your beautiful mane. So I ask that you become my wife." The Rapidash became the wife of the man of the west. After about 2 months, when Ponyta began to appear on the plains, the man from the west was riding on the back of his wife, the Rapidash, running across the plain. Eventually, they reached a place where many Rapidash and Ponyta were resting. The wife said, "They are my husbands." If you need, you may hunt them. If you treat them with care, they will not die. However, do not kill the female Rapidash or the Ponyta. The female Rapidash are my sisters, and the Ponyta are my children. That means the female Rapidash are your sisters-in-law, and the Ponyta are like your children. What in the My Little Fucking Pony has happened to my franchise? A few days later, the man from the east went out hunting. Oh no. When he reached the plains, he found a Ponyta, immediately shot an arrow and killed it. As he continued looking for more prey, he encountered a Rapidash. Oh no. It was a female Rapidash. The Rapidash tried to say something, but the man from the east ignored it and shot with his arrow. He then cut off the mane of the Rapidash he had killed, and proud of the beautiful mane, decided to show it off to the man from the west. He wrapped the mane around his head and headed home. Eventually, tired of walking, the man from the east decided to rest under a large tree by the lake. As the man from the west and his wife, the Rapidash, walked along the lake shore, they saw a glimpse of the Rapidash's mane under the shadow of a big tree. He is male, he has no children, so if you need, you may hunt him. Oh no. With that, the man shot an arrow at the Rapidash. When he approached the prey, he found the man from the east lying there, wrapped in the Rapidash's mane. Take this mane back with you, and when you hunt Rapidash, follow the rules I have told you. With those words, the Rapidash said farewell to the man from the west and returned to the plains. Aren't Rapidash's manes literally fire? Yes! Yes! Oh, but there's more! In a time when the world had no clear form, when the boundaries between gods, humans, and Pokemon were ambiguous, the absolute god Aus created a giant, a manifestation of his chaotic power for the ultimate creation of the world. This giant had the power to destroy, consume, purify everything. With the giant's power, all walls were shattered and the world expanded. There was a man. Oh no. One day, a wounded woman collapsed in the land where he lived. The man took her home and cared for her tenderly. Cared for her tenderly. Eventually, they fell in love, and when all her wounds healed, the woman became pregnant with their child. For a while, she gave birth to twins. After a while, she gave birth to twins. Then the woman transformed into a divine figure and began to speak. I am the god. Is this Arceus? There's only one god Pokemon. I thought it was Arceus. Oh no. I am the god Aus. I once lived in a place different from here. However, I was driven here by my own manifestation, the giant. Since the giant is a part of me, I cannot kill it. The giant will destroy and consume everything, and I will eventually descend upon this world. Until the day comes, I hope you raise those children with care. Only those children who possess the powers of God, human, and Pokemon can kill the giant. After finishing her tale, Aus vanished before the man. The man named the twins after the two words he felt when he saw Aus's true form. I meaning light and Ei meaning time. Oh my God, is this? No, Dialga is time and Palkia is like space. Ew. I'm like, it is. Oh, there's more. Theme, breakdown of culture and relationships. Back when the boundary between Pokemon and humans was unclear. You know what? That's the title of this video. There was a man in the seaside village. One day, as the man was walking along the beach, he found a female Octane. Oh no. Washed up on the beach. The man mated with Octane and threw her into the sea. The next day, he went to the same place and found the same Octane. The man mated with Octane once again and threw her into the sea the same way. A few nights later, the man had a dream. In his dream, Octane said to him, I can't go to you, but I'll deliver you a baby, your baby and mine. The next morning, the man went to the beach where he met Octane. There he found a boy. The man took the child home and raised him. I can't play Pokemon no more. I can't. My childhood is ruined. You hear me? Ruined. I can't ever play this game. I can't play any of these games again. My childhood is fucking fried. You hear me? Fried. So this was the leaks I saw. This was the leaks I saw. Game Freak was originally planning for X and Y to also have low HP music during battle. And here it is, the early version. Like, could you imagine? Could you imagine, like, only seeing these types of leaks? And then, you motherfucker, you people, I was fine. All I saw was concept art and early designs. You people did this to me. You people did this shit. Oh God. Oh God. I think this is the Octillery one. Oh God. Oh God. You know what? This is the last one. This is the last one. I swear to you, this is the last one. And I think this is the Octillery one everybody was telling me about. There was a time when the boundary between Pokemon and humans were blurred. In the coastal village, there was a man. One day, as he was walking along the shore, he found a female Octillery washed up on the beach. The man had relations with the Octillery and then threw it back into the sea. The next day, he went to the same spot and found the Octillery once again. He once more had relations and threw it back into the sea. One night, after several days had passed, the man had a dream. I feel like I just read this one. I did. Oh, wait, there's more detail in this one. Oh no, there's more detail. Oh, God, no. The next day, wait. The next morning, the man went to the place where he had met the Octillery. There he found the boy. The man took the boy home and raised it. Time had passed, the boy grew into a young man, and the father passed away. The young man was always lonely. One day, the young man was walking along the shore. He saw a group of people playing in the distance. They all had very large swords in their hands as they danced. The young man approached the people. As he got closer, he saw that Sharpedo were playing along the beach. When he tried to get even closer, the Sharpedo suddenly leaped into the sea all at once. However, one of the Sharpedo lingered, looking around 3 times before swimming away. At the spot where the Sharpedo had been playing, there was a large sword lying on the ground. It was the shape he had never seen before, and it was very sharp and pointed. The young man looked at the sword and took it home. The next day, the young man took the sword and went into the forest. While walking through the forest, he encountered an Ursaring. Oh no. He tried slashing at the Ursaring's mouth with the sword, and the mouth was easily severed. Next, he stabbed the Ursaring's eyes, and they were easily pierced. Finally, the young man thrust the sword into Ursaring's chest, and the Ursaring died effortlessly. That day, the young man killed 30 Ursaring. After that, he always carried the sword with him, playing by injuring the Pokemon he encountered or cutting off parts of their bodies. One autumn, while the young man was searching for firewood, he lost his way. After walking for a while, he stumbled upon an Ursaring's den. Inside, there was an elderly Ursaring lying down. The elderly Ursaring looked at the young man and said, "Come inside." Oh no. The young man hesitated, but as it was getting dark outside, he entered the den. Before long, people began to enter the den, one after another, filling the room completely. Looking closer, he saw all the people had scared faces, and some were missing their eyes. Oh no. They were chatting among themselves, but the young man ignored them and fell asleep. At one point, he woke up to find the elderly Ursaring lying beside him. Oh no. He fell asleep again. When he awoke, there were many people around talking about something. Again, the young man ignored them and went back to sleep. When spring arrived, the elderly Ursaring spoke. "Do you want to go home? Then I shall send you home. When you return, a Wailord will soon be found near the village. Go there. We will send the man. You must leave the sword behind and bring a witness." Why did you do such things? Cutting the faces and slicing off noses. The elderly Ursaring escorted the young man back to the village. Upon his return, the young man recounted everything that had happened to the village. The following morning, the young man took some villagers with him and headed to the shore. As they walked along the coast, they found a large Wailord. Nearby on the beach was a Teddiursa. When it noticed the young man, the Teddiursa hid in the forest, and the large Ursaring came into its place. As the Ursaring charged at him, the young man tried to draw his sword he had hidden, but it got stuck, and he couldn't pull it out. Wink, wink. So he rushed the Ursaring with his bare hands. The young man and the Ursaring grappled, punched each other's faces, then strangled each other with all their strength, and so they choked each other to death, collapsing at the top of one another. The villagers went back and told others what they had seen. I can't play these games anymore. At least this one was more tame. This one was more tame. Fighting animals is perfectly fine. Fighting animals is perfectly fine. What did I just discover? Oh, hi, first time chatter Lulicac. What's up? I've been indoctrinated by finding out all of the supposed lore of the various Pokemon games. And Pokemon! I don't like it. I don't I don't like any of this. Guys, it's not Canada. Oh no. It's not Canada, I swear. Oh. I can't, bro. I can't. I'm done. I can't. I wanted to just watch a video about Lily Orchard. No, I'm not reading about Lapras. No. Game Freak was experimenting with so much dynamic in-battle cameras. Here's a look alongside the comparisons. See, these were the good leaks. These were the leaks that mattered. These were the leaks that mattered. These were the leaks that mattered. Oh, give me a second, because I'm just about to compile all of this. And I'm just about to I'm about to put all of these together, and I'm just gonna put this up so that if anybody missed it, I'm gonna just have all this read out in video format. Give me a second. I'm just gonna upload this. I can't watch any of this the same anymore. I can't look. I just can't. Thanks, guys. You all ruined my childhood. I hope you're happy. I hope y'all satisfied. I hope y'all are satisfied about ruining my fucking childhood. This was my life. This is what I grew up with. Shame. What was all the fucking, what was the thing we kept seeing at the beginning of each one of these? When the boundary between Pokemon and humans was unclear. Oh God. I'm about to make that the title. Why is my keyboard dead? There it is. This is the most depraved stream I've ever done. And you know what? I don't know how to feel. I feel used. I feel tarnished. I feel discarded. I feel disgusted. I don't want to be here anymore. Mom! Game Freak, it makes sense. You feel like you need a shower? I'm gonna need a lot after this. The weird part of the Pokemon community is canning now. Digimon, you know what makes this worse? Digimon wins. Digimon ain't got none of this shit. Actually, no, Digimon doesn't win because Digimon is a ripoff of this freak shit. So, you know, you're still tied to freak shit. You're just a ripoff of freak shit. Okay? Okay? And listen, in regard, since I see Ahsoka talking about Dragon Ball, need I remind y'all that there's an opening where one of the characters' dick is out and balls? Yu-Gi-Oh wins? Absolutely not. You know what really wins? Bakugan and Beyblade. Bakugan, Battle Brawlers, and Beyblade. Go look up matter of fact, I'm not playing it. Y'all gonna find this shit out for yourselves. Is this the one? It is. Type in Dragon Ball GT opening 2 and you'll find it. You'll find the opening. The fucking child's dick and balls is right there for you to see. So, you know, a lot of motherfuckers' childhood is ruined now. It won't be just mine. It won't be just mine. I'm actually hurt right now. I don't know how to feel right now. Yes, child. Goku's dick and balls are in multiple scenes. Yes! And this was back then. And I would argue back then, probably still weird to have dick and balls in multiple scenes. Oh, God. You know what you all should really watch? There's this thing called Boku no Pico, and I'ma always fucking use that to make anybody scared. Because I've never seen it. I've read the fucking synopsis, and I told myself I'll just bring myself to jail if I ever see a clip of that shit. I don't give a fuck if I see, like, I don't know how it starts, ends. I like how everybody said no. So we all watch anime. I don't give a fuck if it starts with the opening sky. If somebody showed me a scene of Boku no Pico, I'm just walking to jail. I like how Kaba's first time chatting is just screaming, Leon, no. But in all seriousness, if you want an anime that is not about sexual deviancy and it's actually wholesome, like all jokes to the side, like the next thing I'm about to say, not a joke, I'm not trolling. I think each and every one of you should watch this anime called School Days. It's a great love story anime. Now, you don't know this about me, but I like romance anime. I'm currently reading a fucking manga. What's it called? I'm currently 50 chapters in to a manga called The Fragrant Flower That Blooms with Dignity. I'm having fun. What's going on? Oh, I'm recommending anime. What do you mean? Why are you like that? What? School Days is a perfect anime. Now look, I won't lie. I'm not going to lie to you. There are multiple endings. A lot of them are depraved. There are multiple endings. A lot of them are depraved. I won't sit here and contend it. School Days was bad. What? What? Oh, no. It was actually pretty fucking good. The endings were concerning. I won't sit here and act like they weren't. But honestly, I don't think anyone should lose their heads over animes and people's recommendations, you know? But if anyone reads manga, I actually think, because School Days is actually depraved and one of the characters gets their heads cut off, I really think a lot of people should read the fragrant flower that blooms with dignity, because I've been reading that for the past 2 days. It is fucking so fucking heartwarming. You motherfuckers, you simple-minded motherfuckers will fucking watch anime with big titties and then you get called out on Discord for watching cartoon porn. I'm trying to get y'all to read romance novels and I'm the fucking weirdo. Fuck all that. But what were we doing? What the fuck fuck was the purpose of this stream? This stream had something else tied to it, but you motherfuckers came in here and was like, hey, did you see all the fucking bestiality in Pokemon? I was innocent before this stream. I was canonically more innocent than I was. Lily Orchard? Oh. You know what's crazy? 40 minutes. 40 minutes. You can't get this type of shit from nobody else. So follow me on Twitch, fucking subscribe on YouTube. Like, bro, 40 minutes of all of us entertaining each other. You giving me the information and me suffering reading really through.
Who does? It's so impractical. Hey, we got a $23 Scat Pack. Come holler.
See? Look at that. Lily Cack has followed suit. Why don't the rest of you do it? That's indoctrination to its highest form, baby. Romance novels? Didn't know you were going through heartbreak in high school? What are you talking about? Romance novels fucking awesome. Especially when it comes to the Japan people. The Japan people know how to make a compelling story. Now, the reason why we're here, before we all kind of collectively partook in ruining Leon's childhood, I, at a time, enjoyed myself. When I was younger, I'm 25 now. When I enjoyed myself, it was fun. I like how Natanya left as soon as we started reading all this shit. I enjoyed myself. I loved life a little bit more than I do now because there were less people to deal with. And around that time, I just so happened to watch a show called Steven Universe. And it sucked. Steven Universe is one of the worst shows in human history. Story-wise. Animation-wise, take that up with somebody else. And along with me watching Steven Universe, obviously came with a bunch of motherfuckers who gave their opinions about Steven Universe. Countless Twitter accounts and YouTubers, lore about how the story will be this great climactic conclusion, and it just fucking sucked. But then along the way, there was a video by somebody that I've watched numerous times. Cartoon Network was immediately ruined when Steven Universe and Teen Titans Go aired. Incorrect. Because I would argue those were like the dying breeds of a generation. Steven Universe and Teen Titans Go were like the last of like I could consider my generation of Cartoon Network. No, I'm not counting We Bare Bears. No, I'm not counting Craig the Creek. Like, Steven Universe and Teen Titans Go were like the last ones. And I was fine with that. I was fine with that because I watched them. I enjoyed them for what they were at the time while realizing that Steven Universe sucked. I'm not into really episodic style stories. I can't sit through like 200 episodes not tied to each other just for a drop of lore. Neither can I. That's why Steven Universe was like, it was good for what it was, but story-wise, it was fucking terrible. Because you'll get, I'd say, at max, 3 straight episodes of lore continuation, and then 10 straight of bullshit villain of the week tied to nothing. And it was terrible. It was ungodly terrible. But then 6 years ago, a video dropped. And it was called Steven Universe Sucks. And here's why. I've watched this video numerous times because of my bias and my hatred towards Steven Universe. And it was made by Lily Orchard, someone who I was fairly new to and didn't really think too much about. I thought it was good. Suffice to say, I've learned a lot since then. And now I guess I'm going to learn it, I guess, in some type of an order, or I'm going to learn about it in things that I didn't know about. It's a 2-hour video. Yeah, so I'll be here a while, you know? But I don't care. I got nothing to do. So it was anime with just fillers? No, it was a cartoon with fillers. And yes, anime is technically a cartoon, but you know what? I like continuing that frame of allure. Also, everyone should watch Cowboy Bebop. As somebody who got into it way late, I now am indoctrinated. Everyone must watch Cowboy the Beep the Bop. I missed 2005 to 2009 Cartoon Network. Well, go watch it. You can easily find that shit on YouTube. You can easily go on Max, Hulu, any of these streaming websites that got it. Like your 2005 and 2009 still exist. Like they still exist. Like they're not gone. The only thing you miss is like having the free time to watch them. Regular show is not mid. Shut the fuck up. Amazing World of Gumball. That let me know Cartoon Network was nearing its end for me in terms of cartoons to watch. Because I knew it was so goated that whatever was next it wasn't going to be for me. You know what I miss? Watching anime, then being like, have you seen Naruto? And then they go, what the fuck is Naruto? I mean, you can still find that. You can absolutely still find that. There are people who don't watch Naruto. I don't watch Naruto, but I love some of the openings. Most of the streaming sites have an assortment of cartoons. Yeah, it's true. But you'll still find like some of your old shit. I was watching Chowder on Hulu. And even if, all right, for example, let me see what they're showing now. Let me see what they're showing now. Where is it? All right, bam. That's technically what I'm looking for, but I don't necessarily want that. I guess I gotta open 50 different tabs so that you could have so I can have my point illustrated. No. Oh wait, don't go back, but go forward. I don't know what that was. Sorry. Has anyone has ever seen Symbiotic Titan? Nah, that's trash. Symbiotic Titan is fucking garbage. I'm gonna tell you that with a straight face. Symbiotic Titan is fucking garbage. It's trash. Except for that one scene. You know the one. Except for that one scene. I'm very much elastically tired. Now, what was I about to show you? Shut up, Dora. Oh, this is what. So, like, if you were somebody who wanted to watch some shit, Disney Channel, there are several, like, cartoon YouTube channels, like the official cartoon YouTube channels that are just live streaming old shows and episodes. Now, they might only show, like, maybe 10, or depending on how they feel, they might just drop a whole season. Now, on random months, they'll fucking just do a collage of episodes from different shows. Because a couple months ago, I was watching the entire fucking not amazing, but the Flapjack show. I was watching just like the live stream of the Flapjack show. And they're doing it on Cartoon Network too. They got Over the Garden. Wait a minute. They got Over the Garden Wall. I might turn this fucking stream off. They got Over the Garden Wall playing. They got Gumball. They got all this shit. So you can find this if you don't want to pay any money towards a subscription. You know what I'm saying? A show called 16. 16 was terrible. What? Panda, you didn't know about this? Panda. Bro. This has been going on. I'm going to argue for the past 3 years. Camp Lazlo is weird. You know what's crazy? Last month they were showing Camp Lazlo. I never watched Over the Garden Wall. so fucking awesome. And it's like their 10-year anniversary. And it's awesome. You like 16 because you're mentally depraved. You like 16 because Total Drama Island was so iconic. Anything that could resemble it was good to you. Shame on you. Now, about Lily Orchard.
728,789. This is
Oh God, it's too fast. I can't understand the words. 1.5.
the number of words contained in the entire Stockholm series. A work
I like Totally Spies. Totally Spies was before Total Drama Island, and I will argue you are not a man unless you watch Totally Spies. Okay?
that contents are so severe, so indescribably concentrated in gratifying certain elite.
Total Drama became ass around and after All Stars Revenge of the Island? No. Total Drama became ass. Technically, you're right. But it was ass at the start of Revenge of the Island because they wiped the whole cast and brought in new ugly people. I consider Total Drama ending with World Tour. World Tour. I consider that when Total Drama ended, and then they came back with All Stars, where I had to ignore a good majority of the new characters and focus on the old ones because it was awesome.
Legal activities, that its distribution alone can result in punishment if the perpetrator lives in Canada. And Canadian content creator Lillian Orchard, an attached author of this work, has been archived distributing it. Even this pales in comparison to the allegations that are now coming out against Lily. From her sister Courtney, that graphically details what she claims Lily did, to Patchwork detailing the extreme art that they made for Lily. There exists a seemingly endless stream of transgressions in the already highly contentious children's television reviewer space that Lily exists in. Even Lily has shown to greatly dislike herself.
Ugh, I'm so goddamn sick and tired of being me.
Adding to the confusion is a mystery of her alleged infamous alias, Tara Callie, her history as Ballspawn, and an obsession with the Pokemon card of war. This, without exaggeration.
There you go. See, this is one of the things I know. Redonkulous Waste was not good. I'm currently rewatching Blue Exorcist right now, and the last time I watched it, it was when I was the same age as the main character himself, and now realizing how accurately immature he is for a 15-year-old. You know what's crazy? When you go back and watch anime, you're gonna realize how much you as a child liked a lot of shit. And how you could either relate or criticize the characters that are the same age years later. And also, Pokemon is still involved in this stream. I thought we were done 10 minutes ago.
Only scratches the surface. Even with Lily constantly scrubbing her history, there exist enough archives to capture this otherwise unbelievable story that will be assembled in this video. Quote, Ballspawn was born on May 30th, 1992, having a rough childhood due to bullying and torment.
Who the fuck is this Lily's first alias?
At school, he had a mental breakdown at the age of 14 and was sent to the Ray Allen Center on November 28, 2006 for a month. Unquote. There are several things of note from this quote. First, this is one of the earliest standing archived entries involving Lily. Second is the name Ballspawn. This was her online moniker, likely derived from the race of Ball from Dungeons & Dragons, a race more so known for aligning with evil. But this influence was more than likely through Baldur's Gate, which Lily has been known to play, as it also licenses the Dungeons & Dragons IP. Third is this was Lily pre-transition, when her name was Jerry Pete, and as such going forward, all quotes or references toward.
Oh my god, what the fuck? Ew, what an ugly character. I should not be saying these things because they're talking about somebody, but I just can't help the fact that it's really ugly. I'm sorry. This is so ugly.
Lily will be read to reflect her currently. The fourth and final point is the specificity of this fanfiction wiki. Despite Lily being relatively unknown at the time, this page goes into extreme detail, but it does so without any sources in the general biography section. Yet many of these assertions have been proven to be true. This means that this was either written by someone who knew Lily well, or this page was written by Lily herself. The page includes insight on Lily, who was 14 at this point, stating that she was sent to 2 different care centers because of severe depression and what comes with it. Things hardly improve from here. Quote, entering the ACT program, Ballspawn became known for her hit series Animal Magnetism. Publishing the first chapter on September 24, 2007, it became a hit due to its originality and questionable content. Using the story, Ballspawn coined the term, quote-unquote, Pokephilia, meaning a human who falls in love with a Pokemon.
Oh, this motherfucker works at Game Freak. Oh no. What are the chances? What? You know what? That's my conspiracy theory. Lily Orchard works at Game Freak. There's no way. How is this now going to start following me as the rest of my week goes? Pokephilia? First of all, stop making up words. Second, why are we coming up with words for our attraction to virtual characters?
Unquote. Animal Magnetism, an alleged 4-part series, centers around a particular love interest, a Gardevoir, a Pokemon.
Why Gardevoir? Why Gardevoir? Why couldn't you do this to a ugly Pokemon? No, Jeanette, I don't actually think Lily Orchard worked at Game Freak. Just let me have fun. You can't escape the Pokefuckers. It's Pokefuckers. Drastic thing to say.
Pokemon with distinct humanistic traits.
So honestly, it was just the fact that it looks like a girl and she found porn of it.
And that was Courtney Pete, Lily's sister in a stream, providing context to Lily's interest. In Courtney's now removed Tumblr.
Imagine your sister just being like, you know what? You're degenerate enough. I'm about to talk to my friends about you on Discord. And they're going to be like, wait, Lily Orchard, that's your sister? I watched her YouTube videos. Oh, God. What a family dynamic. Thanksgiving gotta be weird.
She shared a story of the time a 12-year-old Lily downloaded several illicit images of that Gardevoir from a library. Quote, she used to bring it home and hide it under the shed outside. I found it all at once. All of it was Gardevoir's spread eagle. I showed our parents because Lily had lied about why she was banned from the library. Unquote. This obsession with Gardevoir is very real. Never shaken, always present. What's more, Lily allegedly followed it up with a second series about a half Gardevoir, half human, then shifted her writing to a Family Guy fanfic known as Whispering Illusion, and then followed it up with Tale of the Valkyrie. The story has not been archived or is difficult to find, but there are reviews that break down key points of interest like this one that mention the possibly self-insert character Matthew Ryder, who falls in love and procreates with the character Meg Griffin. Their child, Jaina, then is described as entering into a relationship.
Meg Griffin is a teenager. Lily! Oh, no! Lily! Lily! Oh, this is how motherfuckers felt when it was EDP on the files. Oh, no!
Relationship with Stewie Griffin, who is a family member. This type of relationship would often be found in Lily's writings. Additionally, the review
Was Lily behind the fucking leaks? Wasn't she also a minor at the time? Who, Lily? Probably. But knowing this, it upsets my tummy. My tummy in shambles, ye.
makes the observation, quote,
Lily became diddly. Oh, no! Oh, no!
we believe that the author took this name from the Valkyr, a dark angel creature that appears in World of Warcraft. The fact that the story swaps between Valkyrie and Valkyr on an almost regular basis is further proof of this. Unquote. The distinct Valkyr from World of Warcraft would also play a larger role in tying Lily to her lesser-known aliases. Lily continued to write fanfictions of her favorite media, being Pokemon, Warcraft, Family Guy, and Star Wars, but not all of
Oh, good. Keep that shit in Star Wars. Star Wars sucks.
Lily's interest in media.
No, Star Wars didn't recently start sucking. Star Wars has always sucked. And I'm taking that to the grave, nerds.
Mainstream, as she was also a notable fan of The Escapist, a sort of web magazine that covered video game and hosted Zero Punctuation, a web series that was one of, if not the largest draw of the website. These videos had a recognizable yellow background with simplistic art and fast-paced narration that also delivered a string of quips that were tied to the equally fast-paced visual gags.
And I hate when I look back on my time with them more because I realize that I just flushed away months of my life that I could have spent writing a best-selling book or raising a child or pounding nails into my face.
Lily's looser ties from the website come from the banned Ballspawn account that at one point stated, quote, I have taken a life in self-defense, unquote. The stronger ties are mentions of the website in understanding its coverage.
This morning I received an email from someone who had gotten into a bit of a video game debate with someone on The Escapist, which already doesn't sound like it's going into pleasant territory because someone had a debate on the internet about video games.
This video originated from the Ballspawn YouTube account created on May 5th, 2009. Though it originated from here, it can no longer be found on Lily's channel current day, but it can be found on Dailymotion that serves to archive some of Lily's original videos.
Imagine your fucking... Bro. I only, like, maybe a month ago rediscovered dailymotion.com.
As Ballspawn. There are 15 videos in this collection ranging widely in presentation, topic, and the possible date uploaded ranging from circa 2009 all the way to 2014. Even so, this collection, alongside Lily's favorite videos, provide much insight to Lily's choices of content and what possibly influenced it, like enjoying the nostalgia critic as seen in her favorite videos, or Josh Scorcher, also known as the Fiery Joker, who is often mentioned in her videos.
It's like the Fiery Joker episode.
The clearest influence is Zero Punctuation, as Lily has made videos blatantly in that style.
You should never trust rap stars, Catholics, men with a windowless van, women who shit on classic literature, and your own parents. I think as we grow up, we slowly learn that our parents have no idea what they're doing and that they're just winging it their whole lives. It's very humbling.
The majority of Lily's interests, as far as content creators go, are in creators that upload satirical critical pieces on media, whether it be movies or video games. Though Lily applies their presentation style, the topics she chooses to cover tend to be highly controversial. Like this video about gun control that includes footage recreated in Gary's Mod of a certain school tragedy in the 90s that involved a very specific gun, and for that reason cannot be shown. There's also this video that someone denounces religion, deducing that differences in opinion lead to conflict. Videos like these on serious subjects, even when not approached aggressively, will provoke viewers with largely varying opinions. It is safe to say that Lily was receiving a fair amount of comments disagreeing with her, even with much softer subjects, such as a video on the platform's theme was primed with deterrences for pushback that likely received the opposite effect.
Latch onto Valve as much as you want, but do not jump into the comment section to start barking your retorts about why I should use Steam or all the positives or whatever else you're going to say to make sure Valve never needs to pay for marketing, because I don't fucking care. Your comments will not be approved and they will not even be read. You are
Pussy. You know what's crazy? That sets a precedent for a lot of current Lily Orchard because motherfucker really can't take criticism. And it's almost like direct. It's like right there on the bridge of the nose. Hilarious as fuck.
wasting your time.
There are also the advice videos. None stand out more than this one.
And I have strong reason to believe this video will divide people, piss people off, and very well lose me more than a few fans. And for good reason. So, let's talk.
You know what's crazy? Somebody left a comment under my videos like, Leon, why do you title the videos like Uncle Ruckus would? And I'm just like, I just looked at that shit and had so much fun with it. Because man shoots woman because he lost in basketball. And the motherfucker blamed me because I accurately said what happened.
About incestuous relationship.
A catalyst for this conversation, as
I can't win for losing in this motherfucker.
Lily claims, came from a parent seeking advice.
Today we're focused.
Hold the fuck up. There are 70 plus people watching this stream. Go ahead and do me a favor. Go ahead and just like the stream. You know? I just realized that I'm winging this as I go along, but hi, hello everyone.
Focusing on one particular example, a father who came to me for help regarding his teenage son and daughter. So I will be speaking as if directly to him for the most part, much like my mailbag videos.
What Lily claims is that the father's kids in question are 14 and 15 or 1 year apart. Coincidentally, Lily and her lesser-known sister Courtney are also 1 year apart. As for the video, Lily disregards judging it based off morality because Lily disregards.
What if your arms don't work? Well, that's fine. You being here is just enough to make me saturate
the general concept of morality.
Or lactate.
There's no such thing as objective and absolute morality. Even murder, the one thing we all agree is a horrible thing, is considered to be all right to do in the most extreme of cases. So I've never bought the idea that anything can be morally right or wrong.
This goes on for an additional minute, where nothing is effectively added to the argument.
As for my help, you're obviously asking whether you should approve or disapprove. I hate to tell you this, sir, but it's not your place to do either. What you have to do is decide whether or not you could accept this about them.
As a whole, Lily's videos are angry, distracted, and uninsightful. But
Hey Leon, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing good. Fucking dual streaming on Twitch and the YouTube. My childhood's been ruined, in case you were wondering. But, you know, other than that, I'm pretty good.
there is another element. This video in particular is being brought forward through the guise of a question proposed by an unidentified parent. The likelihood of a parent approaching a teenage YouTuber for advice for this very unique, highly sensitive problem is not very high. Lily has also written stories gratifying these sort of relationships, such as in Tale of the Valkyrie with Stu Griffin and his nephew. Whether this anonymous parent exists or not, Lily wants to talk about incest in some capacity. Another yet significantly more direct example of this is her video on mental illness.
Good evening,
Oh,
everybody.
no.
I'm Ballspawn, and welcome to RBI Live. This one on mental illnesses.
This is not so much a video about mental illness or even just Lily's opinions on mental illness, as she stated in the video. It is more than that.
Let's start by saying that psychiatry is a field I have no respect for. I have no respect for the field of psychiatry. Psychology, yes.
Opinion immediately disregarded. Because people who study all of this are working hard. And then there's you, internet loser who knows nothing about said subject, which irks me to my fucking core when people say this shit. Oh, I am not a professional in this field whatsoever. Fucking touchdown. I am not a professional in this field whatsoever. But I'm going to tell you that this profession that takes a lot of effort to learn about, it's all horseshit. Why? Because I just think it's horseshit. Yeah, because we should apply the logic of I think this is horseshit because reasons to psychology, the same way we would apply I don't believe in Santa Claus because bullshit is the same.
Psychiatry, no. There's a hospital. There's a mental health hospital near where I live. It's in Halifax. It's called the IWK Health Center. It's a children's hospital that also handles teenage cases. In January, I went into cardiac...
Sounds good. I feel you about the childhood being ruined. Speaking of ruin, Leon, we got Lily who is... hold on. Let me fucking crunch this field goal. We got Lily who possibly is one of the reasons why video essays get a bad look. No. I'm going to tell you why video essays get a bad look. Because you have several individuals, and you might be able to classify Lily as one of them, but I will not say the sole reason or even one of the main reasons. Motherfucker might just be a symptom of the disease that already existed. Making bloviated 1 hour to 3 hour long videos about shit arguably that doesn't need to be talked about, instead of focusing on the egregiously large main point. or making uninteresting hour to 2 hour long videos. Video essays are fucking fun. I enjoy binging, especially a video essay is wonderful if you're going to be on the road for longer than an hour. BreadTube is a bunch. Is Lily a part of Bread? Well, first of all, I don't know what the fuck that shit means. So I don't even fucking know what BreadTube is. Motherfuckers say BreadTube is a bunch of leftists. Motherfuckers say BreadTube is deranged leftists. Motherfuckers told me BreadTube is gay YouTubers, and I'm just sitting here like, man, I just wanted to watch a fucking video. I didn't think I was coming here for the lecture of a lifetime, but fuck it, life's handy, you lemons. BreadTube just sucks. That's the good way to look at it. BreadTube just sucks. I like that attitude around it. Hold on. Incomplete!
Arrest after accidentally overdosing on risperidone, which is a medication I take for pervasive developmental disorder.
While Lily denounces psychiatry and tries to drive the video in a more general discussion about the effects of narrowing the treatment of a patient through the diagnosis to then directionless rambling, she goes back to talking about herself. And it becomes apparent that this is a video about her grievances.
I find it's funny how child psychologists can spend years in school learning how to deal with children, but they've never met a child in their life, probably. Except for when they were children, they've probably never talked to a child in their life. Child psychology is another...
Have you seen Anna Consparian's video about the left? Nope.
I have no respect.
Hey, listen to me right now. If you're coming into this stream late, don't try to sidetrack me. I'm on an alert 10 right now. Why? Because I had to fucking read for 40 minutes Pokemon getting eaten, killing, getting killed, or fucking humans. Do not come to me with, did you hear about this other thing? That shit don't even matter. It doesn't matter. Our collective brains are all tied together on one related topic, apparently Pokemon. We will not be sidetracked by pointless. You hear me? You hear me?
And there's another problem with psychiatry and child psychology. It's all very children specific, and you can never paint two children with the same brush. No, they're like snowflakes. No two children are the same.
Lily, being diagnosed with autism, feels both misunderstood and neglected.
The biggest problem is that it's only for children. All these diagnoses and the symptoms go towards children. So if someone is born in a time where these diagnoses aren't common, if they weren't born in the last 5 or 6 years, they're lost because they're teenagers now and they have no help. That was the problem, is that when I was diagnosed with PDD when I was 16. And there was nothing for me because I was a teenager. Everything was for small children and early childhood development. And there was no help for teenagers with mild autism. When I was in the IWK, I had 5 psychiatrists handling my case. I never spoke to a single one of them. At all. Not a single one of them ever came to speak to me. And the whole time I was thinking, these people are the ones handling...
Finally got NCAA a bit on Road to Glory. Bro, Ultimate Team been where it's at for me. And Road to Glory. I gotta really get into Dynasty, though. If I really get into Dynasty, I'd be a fucking menace. Oh, this motherfucker trying to score! Dick! Oh, can I get 6? How's money? How's money? Let me go!
My case, and they won't even come down and talk to me?
A motive for centering a video about a general topic to then be an explorative piece on her personal experiences could be to get public opinion on herself without explicitly tying it to herself. Typically, analysis of these motives would be unfounded, if not for Tara Callie, a person that has not been proven to exist, yet has eerily similar interests to Lily. As for Lily's ties to Tara, they can be seen at the intro and end credits of her videos. Tara is credited as the director. Other credits include Vomitron, the channel where the music is sourced from. Lily receives credits several different times, sometimes through alter egos. Similarly, the Psychosocialist receives credit through their YouTube handle as an actor.
I'm gonna just say this now because I'm drastically still traumatized by earlier. What's your favorite? What is the best Pokemon starter, and why is it Trico? I will be reading your responses.
And real name as the editor. So even though Tara is the alleged director of the projects, she is never shown. Another important bit about the intro is that it states it is presented by Valkyr Studios. A quick search shows that Lily was likely not using this name in an official capacity, but she did treat it as more than just a garnish. One of them is this blog that is still standing. The most recent post, dated December 25th, 2011, Lily both signs a post as Valkyr Studios and refers to it as a company with Lily as the sole employee. But that was in 2011. In 2013, much changed. On Derpy Boru, a sort of image board dedicated to the increasingly popular series My Little Pony, which is a series Lily had become a fan of. What appears to be happening in this discussion is someone posted an image of Lily's...
Motherfucker said Totodile. You better hope I don't get to my YouTube studio, because I'm banning you if I do.
Tumblr. Within this image is Lily responding to the claim that
Mudkip? Oh no.
Feminists are largely not involved in the Brony community by posting the image of its creator, who is a feminist. The second posted comment is Tara Callie responding to the first comment, asking if the creator is really a feminist. But then the third comment recognizes that this post originated from Lily and states derisively, quote, "Getting burned by Ballspawn is like losing a beauty contest to Steve Buscemi," unquote. This immediately sparked an argument where in the next page, Tara defends Lily, stating she prefers, quote, "rational and non-emotional thinking over everything else," unquote. But there is still disagreement, as a forum member contends Lily's content is full of contradictory nonsense. It gets to the point where Lily as Ballspawn comes in and scolds both Tara and the person she was arguing with, stating, quote, "This is not the place to discuss moral philosophy." unquote. With the cat out of the bag, Lily as Ballspawn goes on a comment spree. This goes on for several pages until an administrator of the website steps in, linking to 9 different commenters, 7 of which are anonymous posters. The other 2 are Ballspawn and Terra. And one additional anon was also linked as it was responsible for posting the initial image kicking off this thread. There are commonalities in all these accounts as pointed out by the administrator. Quote, Op, Terra Cali, Ballspawn, and the BP post supporting Ballspawn are all the same person. And they're getting a nice ban, not for participating in one-man circle jerk.
I don't understand how people really get into the habit of being in these online fucking chat rooms thinking that there's not a paper trail or at least somebody watching them. Like, I don't get it. This is why, like, no matter what, I drastically hate Discord. I hate being in Discord servers and talking because that'll immediately lead to the most egregious level of a fucking paper trail of how the fuck does anybody derive and be around any of this shit. And you notice with all these fucking sped YouTube communities, all these motherfuckers got like some fucking weirdo in the Discord that's just running and having fun with it. Online chat rooms bore me. They bore me to the degree of, fuck, there's no substance in it. There's no fun. It's just whining or complaining or just nothing at all. Like, oh my God, did you hear about this thing? Motherfucking touchdown to the mounds, motherfucker.
But for removing tags that a moderator instructed not to remove twice. Below is my reaction.
Of course, it's My Little Pony. Anyone who enjoys My Little Pony who is above 11 years old deserves to burn on the stake. A 12-year-old girl can't love My Little Pony? Come on now. I think we need to specify this a little bit better. I think a 12-year-old child is still allowed to like My Little Pony, specifically the little girls. Like, come on now. That's like saying if you above the age of 12 and you a girl, you can't go see the Barbie movie. All right, come on. Let's be a little more reasonable about that one. It's not Trico, it's Totodile. First of all, anyone saying Totodile lets me know that you would fuck a Pokemon.
To the remarkable stupidity you've been displaying here, unquote. In an attempt to keep their charade going, one anonymous account is...
Luli, I know. Around these parts, I drastically like to have levels of fun.
States, quote, there are 8 people that...
Barbies for everyone? That's true. Because while I am 25, nothing will stop me from saying I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Wrapped in plastic. It's fantastic. Come on, Barbie. Let's go party. Valkyrie
Studios, and they all use a VPN for resource exchange. So of course they're going to show up as the same IP, unquote. After the administrator shames Ballspawn once more, they go on to say, quote, surprise, we don't just see IPs, unquote, implying that they can see all the posts also came from the same device type. This is yet another reason why Terra Cali is believed to not exist. Lily, in a future Tumblr post, stated in response to the accusations of inventing a person, quote, someone used my laptop to shitpost on the internet and I've been getting blamed for it ever since, unquote.
No. That excuse never works. Oh, I had my laptop with me the whole time. And then I just lost it. And ever since then, it's, somebody's had control of my shit the whole time. No.
As time progressed, Lily's excuses would become even less believable, and the project she worked on would become...
I'm gonna download the old Barbie movies after this, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Even though I was supposed to be watching, like, what the fuck was around during those straight to DVD Barbie movies. Lion King, Treasure Planet, and Blase and all that, because that was the boy movies, you know what I'm saying? I, unfortunately, was forced to watch a lot of Barbie direct-to-DVD movies, and unfortunately, I remember them quite fondly.
Become ever more disturbed. In 2012, Lily was not only writing a fanfiction, she was creating a game with the same name through RPG Maker.
Would any of you believe me if I said I didn't watch The Little Mermaid, like, in full until I was 19 years old? Treasure Planet is the GOAT. Treasure Planet is pure gold. I have some unfortunate bad news for all of you, and you already know this. The Lion King is the GOAT. The GOAT. Okay? Treasure Planet is good. Treasure Planet is not a bad movie. Criminally underrated. Not the most underrated Disney movie. We all know which one that really is. We all know which movie is the most criminally underrated Disney movie. Okay, I don't even need to say it because you all know me. You know it. The Lion King is the GOAT. Okay? When we talk about goats, we talking about the GOAT. There is no one of the GOATs. It's the GOAT. The Lion King holds a place in all of your hearts, and you know it. Ah, fuck it. I'll just say it anyway. Meet the Robinsons is the most criminally underrated Disney movie of all time.
Written and published chapter by chapter.
Argue with your mamas.
It took the majority of 2012 for the written work to be complete. The story was not notably graphic or perturbing, but it did retain Lily's key influences as the story begins and is centered around the characters of My Little Pony, only to be crossed by a Valkyr. The gist of this is that this Valkyr is a destroyer of perceived dying worlds, even if it's done through genocide, and as such, it kills many ponies before being confronted by one to parley. The Valkyr's name is revealed to be Essentia, a tall female figure with distinct, quote, dark red hair, unquote. Essentia, talking to the pony, gives her hope, and as such, it reverses its destruction before then going back to its people. Many things happen. The Valkyr is reprimanded for not doing its job, and as such, it sides with ponies, and in the end is redeemed. The important bit, relevant to Lily Orchard, is a character guilty of genocide is redeemed, as will be pertinent in the future. There's also fan art of this work, created by Nintendo Gal 55. But Nintendo Gal 55 is not just a fan of Lily's work, she is a collaborator. The ties through her and Lily are quite direct. On Lily's Tumblr, as Ballspawn, on the right-hand side, Nintendo Gal 55 is being undeniably promoted as, quote, part of the team, unquote, alongside Tara Kelly. And the Ask Ballspawn Tumblr is also certainly Lily's, as the Tumblr is promoted in archives of Lily's channel, alongside 2 wikis.
Oh, that's a fucking dot! Ooh! Touch! That's a motherfucking dot! That's a certified fucking touchdown! Yuck!
Tropes page, a merch page, and a Facebook account. In other archives of Lily's channel, Nintendo Gal 55 is again being promoted by Lily. Here, Lily is also promoting 2 of her own additional channels. That's 2v1
dot, motherfucker, dot!
And the other that is dedicated to gaming. While their catalog of uploads have been wide, the gaming channel has a singular playlist with a single video of Nintendo Gal 55 playing Doomsday Ascending. She likely got this either directly from Lily or downloaded the demo Lily posted.
Wow, this game has a warning against not safe for work content. That means it's good!
Oh,
at
no.
least in the minds of children, anyway.
The game itself, being a demo, is mostly true to Lily's Doomsday Ascending story. It is also confusing to navigate to the point that
Meet the Robinsons is overrated. If Natanya was a mod on my fucking channel, I would have her get rid of you. What? That's worse than calling me the N-word. I'm more offended.
that Nintendo Gal 55.
I am more offended by that than being called a slur. How dare you? How dare you?
A vocal supporter of Lily takes issue with it.
Okay, I have to admit, this took me over an hour to get right. I had so many complications it wasn't even funny. So this is now my, I think my 4th time playing it today. That's right, 4th time. Took me over
Talk about whiffing. No, don't remove them. I'm joking.
an hour to do, but, you know, completely worth it.
Reviewers not so attached to Lily were not as generous with their criticisms of the game. On EquestriaGaming.net, there exists a review calling the game uninspired and dull, full of inaccessible buildings with open doors.
We all have our different opinions about all these movies and whatnot and whatnot. As long as we all agree that The Lion King is the GOAT of all of them.
Clear quest, human clothes in pony shops, etc. Quote, this game was bad enough already, but adding pony porn was the last straw. Unquote. For these reasons, the game got a hound grade of 2 out of 10, as seen at the bottom of the review. The reviewer does not speak in exaggeration about the pony porn. This is very much part of the game.
Okay, for this, I decided to see what would happen when I break her. And, I had to cut it because I wanted this to be as safe for work as possible.
It is important to note that Lily, at this point in time, was at least 20 years old, and all current and future works were written through the mind of an adult. I'll
keep that in mind if I want your attention. How dare you? You know what true GOAT and true underrated king is? The Lady and the Tramp. I see we got one of you. The Lady and the Tramp was ass. I'm sorry, and that's just a fact. It's just ass. Boo, buns, terrible, trash.
As for Doomsday Ascending, if select ponies are approached, the player is given the option to embody or break a pony's spirit. They break off.
Now this is where I think everybody's gonna jump me and no one's gonna come to my defense. I think The Lady and the Tramp was terrible.
Can lead to the death of the NPC, but will also guarantee an option to view a not safe for work image of the pony. While not available in Nintendo Gal's 55's playthrough of Doomsday Ascending, she did upload a separate video that includes all the graphic imagery completely.
What didn't I like about it? I hate dogs, okay? No, that wasn't it. I'm gonna be honest with you, I probably just hated it because I watched it as a kid, and I was like, ew, love story, because that's the mind of a young child back in the day. But I guarantee you, if I watch it now as a functioning adult, I'll probably retract that statement. And you know what? I think I still got Disney Plus. Fuck it. If it's on there, first of all, touchdown. I'll watch it. I only recently, like 2 weeks ago, watched all 3 of the fucking, not 3, but both the Sonic movies. So, fuck.
Uncensored, and therefore cannot be
My mind is welcome to be
Two
changed.
are exceptionally grievous, as they contain a smaller, likely younger pony being preyed upon by a larger and potentially older pony. One scene is of ponies in the shower, and the other one is clearly a sexual act that won't be further described. The most unspeakable commonality between these two images is that they are exactly what happens in the fanfiction A Mother's Love, A Daughter's Passion. A piece so offensive, the work aside from select quotes will
Out here looking like Bo Nick. First of all, fuck. You know what? No, because we're not deviating my stream to speak about these subjects. We're focusing on Lily Orchard, Pokemon, and I guess now, because I'll add one more and one more only. We will have these conversations about the various pick. Oh my God, Dick!
will have to be censored. This is again a story written in the universe of My Little
Yes, the Sonic movies are good.
Pony, with character Twilight Sparkle, who is also the main focus of Doomsday Ascending, playing the mother of the filly, Nyx. A filly is a young female horse, and Nyx is a fan creation by fan writer Penn Stroke, who has explicitly requested to not use her character in a sexual setting. In a story, A Mother's Love, A Daughter's Passion, this request is ignored and is written to gratify crimes of a sexual nature relating to differences in age and the offenders being family. In the story, a character is described thinking, quote, "It was wrong, it was also sweet." Unquote. As gruesome as this work is, how does it relate to Lily beyond involving her key interests? These ties are not as direct. The author for this work goes by the alias Alcordiv. This tale does not tie it to Lily, but it does tie it to Terra. Recalling how Lily linked her team on her Tumblr, being Nintendo Gal 55 and Terra Cali, we can also use this to verify Terra Cali's Tumblr. There is only one issue. When going to the Terra Cali Tumblr URL, the account seemingly no longer exists, and the Terra Cali Tumblr is unarchived except for a single screenshot on Archive Today. Though the archive page itself is largely useless, it is the top of the Archive Today website that is of utmost importance. It shows that the screenshot was from someone trying to archive the Terra Cali Tumblr. But Tumblr itself, when this page was archived in 2015, redirected it to the renamed page which now sits in its current state as Valorous Vixen. What this all means is that Lily promoted the Terra Cali account on her Tumblr as a team member. This is a direct link, but around 2014, Terra changed her Tumblr name to Valorous Vixen. Both old comments and old redirects prove that these are the same accounts, and why this is important is because Terra took credit for the work. This happened because someone riffed on the story, and the Terra Cali Tumblr account linked the riff and stated, quote, "Putting aside the gratitude of finally having someone point out all the spelling and grammar mistakes I made, this is just hysterical," unquote. This admittance means that Terra Cali is also the user Alcordiv.
So my basis for this part is Lily Orchard had somebody part of her group that was promoting and making some shit that any normal person wouldn't want made in any capacity. Okay. Bad. Weird. Weird.
The alias used to post the original work. Terra's Tumblr reveals much more than just this connection. It also directly links the Terra Derpy Boreal account. In a separate post, she admits to using Lily's computer. Yet in all these posts, there is not a single image of her. At most, she describes herself as having, quote, "deep red," unquote, as a natural hair color. And though at this...
Ahsoka, don't spoil the fucking video for me. If it's actually Lily, I'll find out if I watch the video, you demon. Let me put my pieces together. And also, fuck. I now want to watch. I want to rewatch SpongeBob the movie. I now hate SpongeBob because of Wendy's. I do not hate SpongeBob because of SpongeBob. I hate SpongeBob because of Wendy's. I am ashamed.
This point in around 2013, where Lily has known Terra for about 5 years, no one else has seen her except for Lily. This is all while she claims to have had sexual relations with Lily, all while Lily lived at her parents' trailer. Surely Lily's parents must have seen her if she's interacted with Lily for that long. But she has an excuse for that too. Quote, "I spoke to her brother on Facebook, but I kept away from her parents. I honestly did not want to meet them. They're not nice people." Unquote. Even Lily's father, according to Terra, doesn't believe she exists. Quote, "I even heard Lily's own father accuse me of not being real." Unquote. This was not very convincing. Considering that Terra is credited as the director of Lily's old videos, she should have been present within Lily's household. But then Terra states she has been screen present. So sure.
Why? Because they fucking ruined the fucking Krabby Patty meal, and they didn't give me the fucking pineapple frosty.
Surely Lily must have an archive of her being on camera in old videos, yet not a single frame of her has been found. What's more, while Terra claims she is the director of these works, she describes...
Get a Krabby Patty and eat it on stream? I'm not doing that. You want me to do something I don't want to do, you're going to buy me it. The fuck?
That's the job of an editor. Quote, "So yeah, I'm behind the scenes. I'm the director. I make sure everything is good to go before it's published." Unquote. It is safe to say the majority of Terra's posts are about Lily, often complimenting Lily by saying things like, quote, "You're the best person to do it. You're actually intelligent and know how to argue someone's points and not turn it into a mudslinging match. This would be the best thing for everyone." Unquote. Terra also makes the connection, quote, "Am I like a female Lily, or is Lily like a androgynous me?" Unquote.
And I wouldn't be making these accusations of this egregious nature if I wasn't for sure.
You see, if there's one thing that anyone who has followed Jerry knows the most about him throughout his entire internet career, it is that he has a deep-seated desire for control.
She does not see people as people. She sees them as things for her to use.
Britt was a viewer turned friend of Lily's.
I met her in...
Make my own Krabby Patty. Interesting. Imagine complaining about a Krabby Patties instead of living in a village. Listen, there are ways we could go about this. We could complain about living in a village and having to run the risk of our children running off and having babies with cesspool creatures known as Pokemon, or we could not.
In 2010, I ended up subscribing to her, watched her for a little bit, ended up sending her a message on YouTube's old personal message system. We started talking back and forth, and eventually moved to Skype, and that's pretty much how we became friends and started talking regularly.
The significance of this is that Britt has screenshotted and later uploaded many of these chats, and not exactly just with Lily.
Lily had referenced Tara Callie in a lot of her videos, like she was credited as being a director. Lily had talked about her before. Tara was allegedly a friend of hers that lived in her neighborhood. And yeah, one day Tara Callie popped up on Facebook and started messaging me.
Britt also uploaded some of the conversations with Tara amounting to 132 screenshots with Tara alone. All in all, these are of a sexual nature, either referencing Tara's experience with Lily or flirting with Britt. The ones of a sexual nature not related to the former category are extremely grotesque and as such cannot be described in detail. These 2 screenshots are of Tara admitting to doing things with a dog.
Whoa, 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 whoa. A dog?
Are extremely grotesque and as such cannot be described in detail. These 2
I want to read these. No, I licked her. No, I don't want to read these anymore. I don't want to. I read one line. I didn't even read the full damn line. I don't want to read this anymore. I don't want to read this anymore. I do not partake. I am unconsenting. I am unconsenting. With a dog, motherfucker? You what? A dog? Oh, look at the second one. Look at the so how was the dog? All right, boys and girls, which one's worse? Fixating over a cartoon fictional creature or fucking a dog? I know which one's worse. I just want to see what you all will say. Because, you know, as a streamer, YouTuber, Twitch streamer, all alike, it's important that I engage my audience. And the dog sat I've just sunk to a new extreme. Oh,
Screenshots are of Tara admitting to doing things with a dog. This one is Tara admitting to being into Volcon, or the interest in young ponies, which also makes it all the more likely that she did write A Mother's Love, A Daughter's Passion. There are also a fair amount of screenshots where Tara is trying to convince Britt to get sexual with Lily. This was a problem for a litany of issues.
Yeah, when me and Lily knew each other, she was fully identifying as a cisgender man, and I'm a lesbian.
Lily was...
This is drastically ironic given the various videos of Lily like speaking up and out for like trans and LGBTQ rights. And I think there's one in particular where she makes like comments about right wingers and how they're delusional and all this shit, like the usual insults you would give right wingers justifiably. But to be saying that, and mind you, this going based off of timeline, this happened before any comments about right wingers on the current Lily Orchard YouTube channel. To go from being cisgendered and wanting to fuck a lesbian to, hey, you're all incel nerds. Quite a leap. And you know what? Indoctrination might be real.
Quite aware of this.
Yeah, that was like the main point of contention between us, that she kept trying to use any means possible to try and convince me to be sexual.
What are these messages? What are these messages? What are these messages? I can't read any of this because I don't want a backlog on me. Blah 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 blah. I'm not reading any of this with a straight voice. I'm not. So don't expect it. Don't hope for it. Brittany and Ball. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You two are woobies? What the fuck is a woobie? What the fuck? What the fuck is a woobie? I'm not reading any of this with a straight voice. I'm reading this shit like how I would read shit if I'm skimming it. Look at this one. Look at this one. What is this? I'm on the third. I'm on the one top right. I am not reading I'm not reading any of this with a straight voice because I would not have you motherfuckers on my back for any of this shit. Okay? What did one character say? Okay.
With her, despite the fact that I'm gay.
Tara at the time was bisexual and shared her experiences with Lily, but then admitted those were lies. Regardless,
it was just a troll to entertain you.
Tara, identifying as a woman, was more forward in her approach to Britt than Lily was. She even sent her pictures, but these pictures were not of Tara and were traced back to a model. It is also important to mention that apparently this was Tara Callie's profile picture, but that was soon likely changed as the image was also traced back to an easily found image on Google. The facts are that no one beyond Lily has seen Tara. Tara is a liar, a predator, a criminal, and her story gets ever more unbelievable, especially the one of her origin.
Yeah, the story was she ran away from California because she got kicked out of her parents' home because her parents caught her essentially her younger 15-year-old sister. And at some point, the 15-year-old sister also tried to run away from California to Canada and froze to death.
Even though Tara is an unfathomably disturbed individual, she somehow secured a job working for the government. On her Tumblr, she describes this job as just printing out papers and being a lackey pertaining to securing passports.
The above is with the woo. I don't want to know. I like my mind being so innocent. Emotional feeling for adults that gives you that safe, fuzzy, warm aura. So a human. A human. That's what I got out of that. It's a human.
She also told Britt that she makes $130,000 a year from this job. Everything about Tara made Britt suspicious.
Like, I kept trying to get any sort of concrete evidence that Tara was a real person, but she would...
Oh no, this is what Ahsoka was talking about. This is where it goes into, that's not Tara. Tara's not real. It was Lily. Oh no. I know it's coming.
Refused to send voice notes. She'd refuse to get on voice calls. She'd refuse to get on cam. And it was always, oh, my vocal cords are damaged. Oh, I'm afraid that creepy people will record me. Oh, I'm afraid that if I get on camera, I'm going to get sexually harassed.
Oh,
it was always some kind of excuse.
I'm waiting for it. It's coming.
No.
The ruse was up. Virtually anyone who interacted with Tara did not believe they were a real person. And so, in late 2014, Tara was pronounced dead because she got into a car accident. But not really, because she came back to state, quote, "Idiot doctor pronounced me dead at the scene and started sending out notifications to my emergency contacts."
What the fuck are we doing? What?
Unquote. Naturally, Lily was her emergency contact. What then happened is that Tara got arrested. And not just that, Lily confirms that Tara does have red hair, but is also a 6'3" woman. This is a very distinct height that makes her taller than more than 99% of American women. And this was after CP was allegedly found on her computer. Additionally, the police contacted Lily because she was an emergency contact on Tara's phone. And as such, they asked Lily for a key to Tara's apartment. So instead of enlisting a locksmith, they would have a possible accomplice access the location first. Perhaps now Tara can be contacted and visited, something that in this screenshot, Britt wanted to do, only for Lily to fire back and state that Tara has a strict contact list, implying that she likely cannot be found. Lily also states here that she cut all ties with her. And during a trip to the police department to visit Tara, Lily states, quote, "There was one pretty funny moment. I was sitting there in the police department and one little girl, around 8 or 9, came out and sat down next to me. She'd just been questioned about Tara. She asked me, 'Do you know that mean lady in jail?' I said, 'I dated the mean lady.' She laid a hand on my shoulder and said, 'You poor thing, it was like something out of a sitcom,' unquote." Lily also states that Tara wanted Lily to visit her in prison, where Lily claims she did and, quote, "proceeded to beat the ever-loving shit out of her. She spat out blood and that's all I care about at that point," unquote. Lily later states that the guards allowed this to happen to quell Britt's suspicions. Lily also claims that in the past, Tara beat her up with a studded belt. She also tells Britt that Tara sent her compromising images of Britt a few days before she got arrested for some reason. It also appears that Valkyr Studios had lost its director. In the 2015 updated and archived fan wiki page, there is still more about Valkyr Studios. Quote, Ball owns a
Oh my god, what the fuck? I just randomly pressed the PlayStation home button and almost fucked my whole play up.
And called Valkyr Studios, unquote.
No, that was a full-blown lie. I can tell you exactly what Valkyrie Studios actually was and where it started. I was the first quote-unquote member. There was me, her sock puppet Tara Callie, Blake Diamond, and then later Nintendo Gal, but we didn't really do anything together. Like, we were just a group of people that she would talk to and keep separate from each other, and she called us a studio.
Even on the Daily Motion archive, Blake Diamond is seen on a livestream with Lily, even presenting the livestream as the Valkyr Studio livestream.
I need to ask you to stop doing the implying sentence structure. That comes from 4chan. We do not discuss 4chan in the Valkyr Studios livestream.
As it so happens, Blake also interacted with Tara Callie, and when Blake decided to stand up to Tara and Lily, they berated Blake, calling him a butt monkey or the butt of the joke. Lily on her own Tumblr states both that Blake is easy to manipulate and verifies that she is a manipulative person. Quote, because Blake looks for yes men, and I am most assuredly not it. If you're the kind of person who is easily manipulated, easily driven to hysterics, and embodies the very worst of this website and is complacent in your failing.
How does 4chan always get brought up? You know what's crazy? I think Lily has talked about how much she hates 4chan now. Oh, it gets worse!
I am the worst person to befriend, and Blake is very much that. Unquote. Blake's wife responded to Lily's attacks by stating, quote, perhaps Blake doesn't like you because you're a manipulative egomaniac and most people don't like manipulative egomaniacs. Unquote. Lily discredits Blake by stating Blake declares feminists to be terrorists, something Blake's wife also responded to by disagreeing with Lily. And this was not the last post that Blake's wife responded to. At this point, Lily, towards Blake's wife, states this, quote, that's the kind of conversation where if we'd have been standing in the same room, I would have belted her. Unquote. At the start of 2014, Lily's inner circle through her faux studio included Britt, Nintendo Gal 55, Blake Diamond, and Tara Callie. The latter two are no longer within this circle. While Britt continued her friendship with Lily, Nintendo Gal 55 in a similar position was also a business partner of sorts, one that would co-author Lily's most infamous work, a series that's combined word count is 728,789. That means, from start to finish, if listening to the words at 150 words per minute, it would take 80 hours and 55 minutes just to get through. Considering its contents, this is one of the least shocking facts. This is none other than the Stockholm series. As of right now, there are 9 archived works. There are also several works that Lily abandoned, meaning that there were more than this. As for the 9 recovered, the longest entry is 239,000 words. The shortest is just shy of 8,000, and appears to be an incomplete rewrite of an entry of the same name. Other works in the series are largely tagged as...
What a way to fuck up a possession. I won't lie to you. Fucking Julius Peppers. Fuck!
...as incomplete, cancelled, or on hiatus. As for the stories themselves, they are undoubtedly set in the My Little Pony universe. Unlike Lily's previous stories, her own characters, such as Essentia, make a return, again being described as having red hair and being so tall it scares people. This is the exact same description of the Essentia character written in Doomsday Ascending. These very distinct descriptions are also the only way Tara Callie has ever been described.
Essentia was one of her self-inserts. Yeah, like, she'll deny that, but based on how she's used Essentia over the years, how she talks about her, the fact that she was actually her main World of Warcraft character for a while, the fact that if you were to take how she compares Tara Callie and Essentia side by side, they're basically the same person.
Side note, Lily also uploaded her save game of Skyrim to Nexus Mods, where she played through the entire game as Essentia. These screenshots of her character are again fitting her canon description. But
oh no. You have so many ties to yourself, Lily. No, Lily. The transphobia won't help you this time.
Not all of Lily's characters are derived entirely from fiction. In the first entry of Stockholm, named Stockholm, there is a character named Firebrand. This character, while inherently fictional, is a creation and representation of Josh Scorcher, a creator that Lily looked up to at this point. As for Stockholm, the first entry of the series revolves around the character Rainbow Dash, modified to fit Lily's perversions. The character, though canonically female, now has a penis, is described as intersex, and has an uncontrollable lust for minors. In the story, she approaches Dr. Firebrand about her fantasies. Firebrand then makes the connection that her pedophilia is because she is intersex. The doctor also states, quote, I would recommend that you relax and enjoy your fantasies. Firebrand said with a smile. You'll find that once you do, you'll be feeling less guilty about yourself, and less likely to think you'll do something you'll regret. Think about how you'd feel if one of those girls were over and were making you excited, but you had the security of knowing you can go upstairs and take care of yourself once they've left. You'll feel more relaxed, wouldn't you? Unquote. It is important to note that this scene happens after Rainbow Dash stole the panties of one of her victims, who is a minor, and then
What the fuck? What?
Proceeded to pleasure herself to them. Though these
What?
are taken from the My Little Pony universe, they are described as human. On top of this, there are endless, highly descriptive sex scenes written to gratify these things. Things like pedophilia and incest. This is not just in Stockholm Actual. It affects every following piece of the Stockholm series. The incest is typically between sisters or a daughter and a mother.
What?
There is also an obsession with the age of 14 and 15. Many characters are described as that age or have important events that took place in their life when they were that age. This, like many other things in Stockholm, is not a coincidence.
Lily has a fixation on the age of 14. Because you got the whole Rainbow Dash and Scootaloo situation.
Yes, burn at the stake. You know what? I know I'm often described as a violent person, but I'm nice on occasion. Burn it at the stake, reanimate it, burn it again, and then fry it on a grill, and then blow up the grill.
In Stockholm, where Scootaloo was 14. You have the Mod Pie and Pinkie Pie stuff. There was the Rarity and Sweetie Belle in Stockholm.
Virtually all characters within every entry are deeply disturbed individuals. Even the minors are having these thoughts. One of them in the Dash family entry states, quote, when she's changing or taking a shower or trying to be alone, even when I started crushing on you, I was still spying on my sister. And sometimes...
I don't want to watch this anymore.
times I steal her underwear, unquote. The minor that is saying this had her panties stolen by Rainbow Dash in the first entry of Stockholm, but was allowed to see her while she was institutionalized. In this entry, there's also a different pony YouTuber that Lily looks up to, being
I could have been on opioids. Like, what the fuck?
Dr. Wolf, who prescribes Rainbow Dash, specifically risperidone, which is an antipsychotic, something Lily likely became familiar with when she was institutionalized as a teen. Also in the story, Rainbow Dash imagines a younger form of herself, who she initially named Pervy, but then later renamed
Pervy? Pervy? Let me see if I heard that right.
Also in the story, Rainbow Dash imagines a younger form of herself, who she initially named Pervy.
I don't ever watch this anymore! I miss who I was an hour ago. Who I was an hour ago is drastically different than the man I am now. I was so much different literally an hour ago. An hour ago to the fucking second, we were just traumatized over Pokemon. That was a better outlook on life than this.
But then later renamed CL. Initially an imaginary fetish piece, CL manages to slowly and inexplicably turn corporeal. The issue with her turning into a real person is that she will be taken away from Rainbow Dash. Quote, okay. As much as I want to be real, I certainly don't want to be thrown out and kept away from Dash. But still, unquote. This is what Stockholm is. Bizarre, grotesque, and a crime in Canada. First and foremost, a child in this connotation is described as anyone under the age of 18, and as Lily clearly defines them with humanistic traits, they are, quote, visual works of the imagination, unquote. And even imaginary, this kind of writing is not exactly illegal. It becomes illegal when distributed, and by her own words, through her distributing it
oh no, jail!
Contains, quote, scenes of violence.
You know what's crazy? I've been playing The Walking Dead on Twitch, and the whole gimmick, the whole joke, is that we're traumatizing Clementine. There's supposed to be Clementine, not us.
Sexual content, depictions of domestic abuse, depictions of mental illness, depictions of ephebophilia, mentions of redacted, an incorrect depiction of an intersex person, negative depictions of the field of psychiatry, depictions of toxic relationships, and other such objectionable content, unquote. Here, Lily is again admitting to writing the work, apologizing for how she framed intersex individuals. But as her work was discovered and criticized, she sought to distance herself from it.
Her narrative for that has changed quite a bit. Like, she went from, like, at first she was proud she wrote it, she would post about it on her Tumblr, she would talk to me about it in DMs. She set up a whole separate Tumblr specifically for it. And then she went from, oh, I did write it, but other people edited in the graphic scenes involving underage characters, and the blame for that would shift from, oh, it was 4chan, oh, it was Josh Scorcher, oh, it was Bronies being mad at me, oh, it was Nintendo Gal. It was like she didn't write it, she didn't write the sex scenes, other people did, and whoever did would change based on whoever she was trying to throw under the bus at the time.
Though Lily did write Stockholm, it is also true that she wasn't its only author. Nintendo Gal 55 co-wrote the works. The Stockholm series...
Oh, I swear to God, if this turns out that Nintendo Gal isn't real and this was an alias, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
Seems to have ranged from 2014 to 2015. Throughout this time period, Nintendo Gal 55 was quite expressive in how the writing was affecting her. In just late 2013, she, responding to a question asking if she liked Fulcon, stated, quote, "That's a personal note."
I do love the fact that we're all trauma bonding. I'm not doing this by myself. You know, doing things alone makes everything worse, but doing things as a YouTuber and fan, it makes it all the more worthwhile. Like the stream.
Oh no, for me. If other people like it, that's fine. It's not exactly illegal as redacted, but it's not for me. That's all it is. Unquote. But in the coming months, she had a change of heart because she took part in writing Stockholm. As revealed, it was through the convincement of Lily. Quote, "You're talking to the gal who managed to convince her that writing Twilight as a redacted and Rainbow Dash as a redacted would have been a good idea. I think I can manage."
You complaining about the Pokemon. Listen, bro. The Pokemon, that's my childhood. This is random YouTuber to me. I think this is revenge for traumatizing Clementine. What? All I did was shoot Lee, abandon several people, had a pregnant woman get shot in front of me. What? What did I do?
Finish this. Unquote. Nintendo Gal 55 in a different post expresses the turmoil of writing the story. Quote, "It involves the CMC, and it was so awful. I would read all of my original fanfics from 10 years ago, then ever write or read that again. I didn't just hate how the scene became. I felt physically uncomfortable reading it and writing it. It wasn't just uncomfortable, it was painful. All throughout Stockholm, the worst I ever felt was sad. Now sad, I can handle that perfectly fine. Even the descriptions of the domestic abuse, while unnerving, weren't graphically written and didn't affect me that badly. Yes, Essentia terrified me in the story, but I can also handle fear. But physical discomfort from writing/reading something so terribly uncomfortable and painful? No way. I was honestly on the verge of tears. Thankfully, Ballspawn understood and offered that we make it less like that. It turned out so much better after that. I am forever thankful for her compassion and letting us redo that scene. Heart." Unquote. Nintendo Gal 55 can now hardly be found, and that appears to be intentional.
I tried to reach out to her once, and I don't think she wants anything to do with any of this anymore. Like,
Good.
I know.
What I like how the most rational things to come out of the most depraved shit are the moments where you hear, yeah, someone doesn't want to be tied to this anymore, and they just don't respond because it'll just immediately make them remember. What a fantastic way to view any facet of life. It's fantastic, isn't it?
So she was incredibly uncomfortable to the point of having emotional breakdowns when she was dealing with Lily shit. Like, Lily manipulated and coerced her into helping her with it.
Still, in 2015, Lily would stop writing Stockholm entries due to the immense amount of criticism she was getting. Quote, no, the fun of this whole series is gone.
J. Cole mentality. See? That's the problem. Motherfuckers don't want to be like J. Cole. They want to be like Lily Orchard. And then they wonder why motherfuckers make 3-hour-long videos on them.
This isn't one person. I've had to deal with these paranoid, delusional little liars for almost 2 years, and despite my best efforts to purge them from my view, it still gets through. Unquote. She was also, as per this ask, accused of being a pedo. Not for Stockholm, though that was likely happening, but because of Fire Rose. Shipping is essentially creating the portmanteau of a desired couple's name, and as such, the unwilling participants are encouraged to be in a relationship as done by the action. And so, in this case, a 23-year-old Josh Scorcher, represented through his character Firebrand, was being shipped with a 17-year-old content creator Ink Rose, hence Fire Rose. In her post, Lily was making the argument that Ink Rose was over the age of consent in 3/4 of America, and allegedly they did go on a date.
I think Josh and Ink ended up, like, going out to get food or something one time, and immediately realized how weird it was and never did it again.
A reason Lily was shipping these two was because they were both politically right-leaning, and at some point she began editing videos for Josh Scorcher, someone who she's been watching for several years now, and someone who she had a crush on. As per
Whoa! Hey, how did he pick me up? No.
Brit's correspondence with Lily, quote, Brit, because of your raging crush on Anakin and your possible little crush on Josh, unquote. Lily responds, quote, in the case of Anakin, that was just me fanboying. In the case of Josh, yeah, you're right, unquote. As established, Lily was quite promiscuous, but how severe was it?
Based on the TV Tropes character page she made of my character that she would insert into her rather vocalized Illusion comics back in the day, she was fully aware of it.
Quote, belligerent sexual tension. One-sided in Paul's case, unquote.
But then suddenly she was friends with 2 lesbians who she wanted to get with.
Wait, who's the second lesbian?
Nintendo Gal.
Lily was also pursuing Nintendo Gal 55.
Oh, God.
Even though she's lesbian.
What is with motherfuckers pining for lesbians? Like, I'm sorry. Lesbians tend to be attractive. But as somebody who's been shot down because of that same what would be the word? Situation of asking out a lesbian and then they tell you they're a lesbian. I don't know why they immediately become less attractive. And it's primarily because, A, you are not attracted to me, therefore I have now lost the attraction to you. And your reasoning is the most valid possible. You like girls.
And Lily was still publicly identifying as a cis straight male. Even Blake was getting this treatment. This is his testimony found on 8chan, also in 2015. Quote, be me, young and stupid RBI fan eager to be noticed, chatting with quote-unquote Tara one night. Quote-unquote, she convinces me through repeated refusal to drop the subject that I have a crush on Lily. Never mind the fact that back then I was gay for any male that wasn't explicitly hetero.
No, I don't hate them. It's just, oh, well. I will not have a deep-seated hatred towards lesbians because they're lesbians. It'll just be, oh, well, damn, that attraction I had went away.
Except for Paris Hilton, because that redacted can burn in hell. Proceeds to keep me up with unwanted roleplay of fucking Lily. Cut to October 2013. Be me. Just answered a confession on the RVI fan blog. Lily bitches and moans about money troubles. I suggest cam whoring to her fans. She asked if I want to be attached with that. I awkwardly try to dodge, saying yes or no. She pursues and eventually breaks me down. I awkwardly wait for her to take her shirt off or whatever. Get saved by Ethan and his family. 1 week later, be me. Just got home from work. Watch the rest of Lily and Ethan's Q&A stream. Get into video call with Lily to talk about said Q&A. Somehow she gets it in her head that I want her to strip. She proceeds to take her shirt off and refuses to let me turn on my camera to show my disgust. Sit in awkward confusion before she attempts to take her pants off too. Get saved by mom coming in. Thank the Emperor. Call ends. Proceed to cry myself to sleep with an awkward boner. Unquote. This was posted on 8chan just a day after Lily announced she was discontinuing Stockholm and that she was getting flack from shipping Fire Rose. And though 8chan posts tend to not be the most reliable, Blake would later give his testimony in video form. Lily at this point was either sexually pursuing, sexually interested in, or right out online dating virtually everyone she was in contact with. From the manipulation through Tara Callie, the shipping of Fire Rose, and her unwelcome promiscuity, the internet was turning on Lily like never before. As such, paranoia made its way in, and she began a pattern of removing and re-adding her friends, likely as an attempt to test their loyalty.
She'd delete me on everything, and then she'd add me back, and then she'd delete me and she'd add me back. And that happened a few times, and I couldn't figure out what was going on with her. I started getting really tired of it because I felt like she was treating me like I was disposable, pretty much.
During this time, Lily was talking about getting rid of 8 bags of garbage, allegedly influenced by a nervous breakdown. But Britt had grown tired of it all. They would often fight on Skype until Britt pulled the plug. On top of this, Lily was starting to publicly transition into Lily, which brought on even more turmoil. The silver lining is that most of
My PE teacher said the realest shit, the more gay people there are, the more women for me. I mean, it's not a wrong statement when you think about it.
the conflict was kept private, or at least not so public. Like the Skype messages with Brittany, the 8chan post with Blake, even Stockholm wasn't well known, and neither.
Who's worse, Lily, Jalen, or Keffels? Well, you got somebody who's pining. Well, let's think about this. Lily, Jalen, or Keffels, all trans influencers? Are they all trans? I know for fuck certain Keffels is trans. What a horrible defensive play. Well, what a horrible offensive play. I know Keffels is trans. I think Jalen's in that category too. And I know Lily is. It's a toss-up. Because you got Keffels, who apparently was trying to get motherfuckers on some pills and is a cocaine addict, or former cocaine addict. Then you got Jalen, who is just a schizophrenic who yells slurs at people. So it's like, I feel like unequivocally Jalen's at the bottom. And then there's Lily, who we're finding out, is trying to get with lesbians, writing horrendous fanfics about various cartoon characters and animals and people, and being very specific about incestual stories and all that. So, what a toss-up. But I'm going to have to go with Lily. And Chris Chan being a strong second, because fucking your mama ain't it. Fucking your mama just ain't it. It just ain't it. Fellas, just so y'all know, fucking a woman you meet after casual conversation, getting to know them and asking them to have sex, that's pretty cool. That's pretty based, as the kids say. Fucking your mother? Oh, no.
There was Tara Callie, or what she represented. But that was 2015. In 2016, save for the Skype and Facebook messages with Brittany, this silver lining was stripped and Lily had come apart at the seams, reformed now into Patch after conflicted Patch. Some disregarding her as a hate monger. Others cloaked in her anger and vitriol, convinced in her passion alone. This was brought on.
Chris didn't do that? Well, Google says otherwise. It was Chris Chan. Will you shut the fuck up?
By her falling out with Josh Scorcher. It is difficult.
You know what? Chris the Narc had sex with his mother, and Keemstar watched, since we're playing this really stupid game with each other.
To state how much Josh really meant to Lily. He is a content creator that she admired so much that not only did she write him into Stockholm as a counselor that encouraged wild acts.
No! Why are you writing people in? Why are you writing real people?
She also admitted to having a crush on him. Lily was dedicated so much to him that she wormed her way into becoming an editor of his. This came to a head on June 4, 2016, when Josh Scorcher on Tumblr stated, quote, "That feeling when you finally realize you're in an emotionally abusive relationship. That feeling when you realize you can't break it off because of business reasons and you just have to suck it up." Unquote. In a second post responding to the worry of his audience, Josh Scorcher stated, quote,
"True, being a My Little Pony fan, as a grown adult, you're on a watch list. You're on my watch list. Like, I'm not mad at anybody who sings like the My Little Pony thing. My Little Pony. Like, I ain't mad at that. But if you a motherfucker that consumes that shit on the regular, oh my God, what a terrible fucking throw. Thank God I stopped that. That was a terrible fucking throw. Terrible design play.
"It's nothing life-threateningly serious. Sorry if I scared you. Just realized a friend hasn't really treated me like a friend should." Unquote. On a third post, Josh clarifies that he cut ties with this person and they are not going to be affecting future projects. And in a fourth and final post...
Leon, what prompted you to look at this? Gonna be honest with you, and you're gonna hate me for it. I went on YouTube, the page loaded, and this was the third thing that I saw on my feed. And I decided, you know what? I know of Lily Orchard. Let's learn about Lily Orchard. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I logged on to YouTube. This was the third video on my homepage. I said, I know Lily Orchard. I don't know Lily Orchard personally, thank God, or maybe I'd be a part of the fanfics. But yeah, that's how we got here. But also, it's time for me to score and take the lead.
Still on the same day, Josh clarifies that he won't be revealing who this person was, likely to avoid conflict. That's when Lily replies to this, quote, "It was me. I have been increasingly passive-aggressive towards Josh, dismissing his opinions and being increasingly short-tempered with him as time has gone on, treating discussions with him that have any degree of seriousness with the same disregard and callousness as I would a random YouTube comment. And Josh was far more patient with me than I had ever been with him. I have been a very poor friend to Josh over the last few years, and Josh deserved far better than this. I am truly sorry." Unquote. This is a well-mannered response where Lily admits to her wrongdoings and apologizes without any direct pressure applied. But even the good nature of it could not fix her friendship with Josh. And to this, not only did she begin hating Josh, she also began to despise his identity. While Lily always...
You know, after hearing one whole hour, it hasn't even been an hour. Technically, it's been 51 minutes. We haven't even gotten the 9 minutes left of an hour. And the crazy part is, as soon as we do, there's one more hour of it. So buckle up, boys, because we're not done.
Always had a disdain for the political right. It was mostly aimed at Donald Trump, as it was an election year. But then after her falling out with Josh Scorcher, and after the Orlando shooting in June 2016, Lily made innumerable posts, mostly supporting gun control, but also some targeted towards Christians. It is no secret that Josh Scorcher is also a right-leaning Christian. Lily knew how excessive her postings had become, and stated, quote, "I'm probably going to be raging about the delusional twats of the Republican Party for a while. So if you find that exhausting, add the tag, quote, fuck conservatives, unquote, to the blacklist of whatever extension you're using. I will do my best to make sure each post is tagged," unquote. Lily then responded to the claims of her being part of the radical left as, quote, "Those claims come from people who are planning to vote Republican. So if they think I'm radical, good. Fuck those deplorable assholes," unquote. Finally, on June 19th, Lily tied this back to Josh Scorcher when asked, quote, "Josh just put up a post saying why the US doesn't need gun control. What an absolute tool," unquote. Lily responded, quote, "You think that if you can so easily predict how people are going to react to the bullshit that comes out of your mouth, that might cause you to step back and re-examine your outlook on the world. But stroking a massive..."
How much worse can it get? I mean, that's a great fucking thing to say, because we've learned about incestual fan fictions, tying real people to the fan fictions. It's been a journey. And Ahsoka apparently watched this fucking video and has all the juicy pick. We win! I'm winning! We win! I won! You're not getting the ball back, sucker. Big run offense to the 9s. You might won't quit, champion. Because if you do somehow get this ball back, quit in front of my audience of yes! I'm a winner.
The persecution complex works great too, I guess. I had Josh in my Skype contacts for 2 years. This doesn't surprise me as much as you might think it does, unquote. Lily then amended the question by stating that Josh Scorcher never said the US doesn't need gun control.
About it. Like, she will rage about it for days on end. If it's a specific person, she will rage about them for years on end.
That's true, because I remember, I think 2 months ago, Orchard posted matter of fact, I think it's still up. I don't even think it was 2 months ago. I think it might have been a month ago, where Orchard
7
posted
years ago.
some video responding to hatred. Oh God, it was 4 months ago. Jesus. I've been harassed and lied about for 12 years. Now, who knows if whatever's in this video is true? What I do know is that hearing from this video, oh, baby, I don't like it raw. Why did this just break? Okay, there we go. It fixed itself. Oh, I still have my Wondershare open. Hold on. Oh, it's because the video finished exporting. Yeah. So that I could post that on this channel. And you motherfuckers, anyone who hasn't watched it is going to watch it and be like, what? And that's how you make videos, children.
So I think her sudden raging hatred for Republicans and Josh in general was way more personal, because she had a crush on him and he fired her.
Quote, "If you aren't wealthy, white, straight, and a man, and you must be all 4 of those, then the Republicans are trying to kill you. Kill them first," unquote. This was a section of Lily responding to why she suddenly loathes the right so much. She claims it was the Orlando shooting, but Lily was also equally ranting about Josh Scorcher with a passion, even framing her firing by Josh Scorcher as her decision to leave. Quote, "Josh wanted to say something in a video that was widely racist, and I wouldn't let him because, quote-unquote, editing was literally my job," unquote. This was a post in early July, and posts like these continued well into the month, this time at Inkros, the right-leaning creator she shipped Josh with. Quote, "She's just another far-right conservative with a persecution complex, stamping her feet at the fact that the world is changing around her. Shoulder check her out of the way and she'll keep moving. She'll either grow up of her own volition, or reality will force her to grow up, unquote. Lily, still in July, states she is unsure what the catalyst was for her falling out with Josh Scorcher, but does say, quote, I often get called petty, vindictive, or even abusive by people who don't know what abusive means, because I'm less than 100% polite and capitulating, because I don't tell someone their beliefs are 100% grounded in reality when they clearly aren't, but the kind of behavior I mentioned above is something I find particularly scummy. I can't read subtle, nonverbal communication, especially not over the internet, unquote. September marked the third month of her aggression towards Josh and his friends, now stating that Ink Rose was homophobic. So now Lily was requesting her audience harass her by, quote, beat a troll by trolling harder, commission or draw artwork of her and KP, or any other woman for that matter, in very romantic situations. Put it on DeviantArt and make sure her icon is in the description so she gets—
Oh god, DeviantArt. 4chan, Tumblr, now DeviantArt. Oh my. It's all connected. The perils and trials and tribulations upon us all. Fucking DeviantArt. DeviantArt.
Gets notified every time, and when she tells you to stop, just keep going. Quote, how about I do anyway, unquote. Eventually she'll explode and take off the very thin veil that isn't fooling anybody, or she'll stop mouthing off about shipping like such a baby, unquote. Side note, on the same day, she answered a question about the moral implications of incest and states that in fiction, the negatives of it can be mitigated like the deformities in offspring because, quote, when you're in the position of God, there isn't a single issue you can't RNG your way out of, unquote. Still in September, Lily claimed Josh, quote, liked to spew a near-reactionary manifesto to me in private chats, unquote. A few days later, she was now starting to believe that—
Am I bad for saying that? Am I the lunatic for thinking first of all, safety. Am I the lunatic for thinking that DeviantArt is the tamer of all of these fucking websites? Am I the deranged one? Let me know, because I welcome it. It's just like, all three of them lined up. Which one would you let live? I'd argue 4chan. I said 4chan. I'd argue DeviantArt.
That Ink Rose is so homophobic that she is actually gay herself. Lily was not doing well, as she was claiming that in this post her caffeine addiction had gone so bad, she apparently only had 2 years to live. Then, Lily in October continued her tirades on Josh Scorcher, escalating this one-sided campaign to the point where she made a video.
Newbie Dash is an episode I've been trying to talk about in detail for a very long time, but it's an episode that is fundamentally difficult to discuss in a public venue. Because the Wonderbolts draw a lot of parallels to the military, a lot of military bronies hold the episode in high regard because of its supposed accuracy. The most vocal of these people being Joshua Burner, the founder of FOB Equestria and known for serving 5 years in the Marine Corps. Then I remembered something important. Mr. Burner wasn't actually in the military, he was in the Marine Corps' band, the ceremonial I'm helping of most military branches.
Lily, as she had done in the past, masked the intent of the video. While initially presented as a breakdown of a My Little Pony episode, this video is largely an attack on Josh Scorcher.
Josh himself used to rant to my face about how college students need to have their opinions challenged. However, when his ignorant worldview was challenged, repeatedly, he decried it as emotional abuse. He once complained about the fact that I wouldn't let him compare Spike living with Twilight to self-hating black slaves in the South, despite the fact that this was literally my job that he was paying me to do.
This video then gets into the subjects of bullying and to its most infamous line.
Attitude can fuck off and die in a ditch along with the malignant human cancer that defend it. If you're a child watching this right now and you're being bullied in school, here's what you do. You
Oh no, I remember this video. And I remember hearing this shit and thinking, drastic, aren't you? If you've never fucking watched Lily Orchard, there's like a select number of videos that are supposed to be like tame that immediately peer into, oh my God. So I want you to hear this uninterrupted.
Then gets into the subjects of bullying and to its most infamous line.
Attitude can fuck off and die in a ditch along with the malignant human cancer that defend it. If you're a child watching this right now and you're being bullied in school, here's what you do. You demand that your bully cease their behavior, and if they refuse, grab the heaviest object you can reliably swing and beat their fucking teeth in.
Besides implying that Josh Scorcher is a malignant cancer, her encouragement of violence was not entirely well received. 8chan were, right after Lily's video on Josh Scorcher released, concerned for his well-being, where Josh Scorcher replied, quote, I see that some of you here are legitimately concerned for my well-being, as well as Ink Rose's. I thank you for your concern. While I can't and won't speak for Ink Rose, I want to say that I'm okay. I can fight my own battles, and I've survived a lot of physical, mental, and emotional heartache in my life, unquote. Josh also stated that he intends to continue turning the other cheek, but this was likely posted before Josh Scorcher saw the video, because on his Tumblr on October 11th, he announced he would no longer be silent. 12 days later, on October 23rd, Josh uploaded his response to Lily. Here, Josh Scorcher breaks down the falling out he had with her.
I went over to Lily's Tumblr a week later to scope things out, and sure enough, I saw Lily calling for the deaths of all Republicans. Lily Pete has said at present that I never called out any alleged abusive behavior and never presented the chance to improve. That's a lie. I have called out her behavior several times. Lily just made excuses every time and shifted the goalpost to make it look like I was the bad guy for even trying to call out this behavior.
Josh Scorcher is expressing a common experience with Lily in that there is initial hope to fix her destructive behavior, yet is typically met with dismissal. And with this video, he did more than just clear his name. he expressed his experience with Lily. This had a unifying aspect in that it allowed other victims of Lily to realize how abusive Lily had been to them.
Because at the time, I thought I was the only person that she had treated that kind of way. And I saw Josh Scorcher's video talking about his experiences with her. I realized that not only was I not the only one she had treated that way, but she was using her platform to lure in people to do that too.
Josh Scorcher is expressing a similar sentiment in the discovery that he was not the only one treated this way.
And I'm not the only one. Other people have called out Lily's behavior before, and each response from Lily was that of indifference or claiming that they are strawmanning her.
The rest of the video breaks down 8 chance.
Oh no. So what is this video? Oh God, no!
Concern of him, Lily overstepping her boundaries as an editor.
I never heard about any of these people. I never heard of her. Well, not any of these people. I've never heard of her before an hour ago. Well, you're welcome. Or, I'm sorry.
His political differences with Lily, him defending his role in the Marines, and both Lily's claim that Ingros was a lesbian alongside her harassment campaign of pushing her viewers to create unwelcome lewd art of her. Overall, Josh Scorcher's video was well received, and Lily did have a small decrease in subscribers due to it. On her Tumblr, she turned down the heat, stating now she doesn't want all Republicans to die, just 2, and for the rest to grow up. But then she was now stating she never called for the death of Republicans, and to that extent Josh Scorcher with him being Republican, and that her attitude was always just fuck them, going as far to say, quote, it's a complete and total lie. The only way it's possible to take my exact wording on a certain post as quote-unquote kill all Republicans is you literally cannot read. He is lying to look like more sympathetic to an audience that he knows will not bother to look for any more information on the subject. Unquote. In fairness to Lily, she did not state in exact wording kill all Republicans. She instead did state, quote, Republicans are trying to kill you, kill them first. Unquote. But public...
Yeah, I didn't say kill all Republicans. I said they're trying to kill us, so let's kill them first. Oh, that's better. That's somehow fucking better. Hey. I'd like to state once again that I'm watching this at 4:22 in the morning. Oh, my poor child. I didn't know that my time difference was so drastic. You're on the other side of the world. I'm one of those dirty Americans whose country is in shambles because the leaders are fucking cartoon characters. It's a miracle. I'm not reading that.
Perception of Lily being mostly negative, more videos were coming out against her. Like Blake describing how his blog gushing over Lily impressed her.
This blog impressed Jerry enough to consider adding me to his team called Valkyr Studios. However, it wasn't until his director and girlfriend, Tara Jennifer Cayley, who I would later find out was one of Jerry's many, many, many sock puppets, cornered me in private jets and forced me to admit that I was sexually attracted to Jerry, that I was allowed into the group. Granted, that would only last for a few months, but when you find out why I only lasted a few months, you will understand why.
Blake goes over his time in Valkyr Studios, experience with Lily lambasting the members publicly, and specific to him, being the studio whipping boy.
Now, it would be one thing if Pete was just verbally and emotionally abusive, but unfortunately he had to take the next fucking step and be sexually abusive. You see, sometime in October of 2013, Pete approached me on Skype, talking about money troubles and conveniently mentioning how Tara was cam whoring to make ends meet. And I suggested...
You know what's crazy? I'm glad. So now listen, you won't agree with me, but I'm glad the 1, 2, 3 punches of incestual writing people into weird fan fictions was at the beginning. And so far we're getting, it's still depraved, but we're getting tamer shit now that we're an hour into the fucking video. Do you understand how better I feel knowing this? Knowing that we got the depraved out of the way? Yes, dude guy, I'm multi-streaming on YouTube and Twitch, and we have an East European Georgian with us watching, and it's 4:20 in the morning there. You respect the fact that that people from all across the world are bonding with you, and we're bonding with our trauma.
So that he'd do the same, because in my defense, I mentioned that there are so many of his fans who are attracted to him. He, just like before, turned it around on me and made it all about how I wanted to see that and refused to take no for an answer, continuing to bother me.
I can't believe Leon would title the stream. What did I title this stream? I forgot. What the fuck did I title this shit? Oh, Trans Steven Universe fan is bad. Oops.
Until I finally caved. This means that he coerced me, which is not consent, by the way. I don't care where you are. Coercion is never consent. Into watching him strip on camera.
What? The fuck am I listening to?
Blake goes on to say Lily was interrupted by family and didn't get past taking off her shirt. Blake also claims Lily flirted with a minor, but it's a bit more complex than that. It also brings up Stockholm.
This work was so disgusting that Nintendo Gal, whom we mentioned before as being Pete's co-writer, voiced her own distaste for the direction the fic was taking and got fired for it.
Blake goes into other grievances and then into this.
The second question that is most likely on everyone's minds is, Blake, why have you been referring to Jerry as Jerry and she and whoops, got a little ahead of myself. He in this video when he came out as transgender months ago and changed her name to Lily. Are you by chance transphobic?
If I have to fucking hear that Lily Orchard is not really transgender, I'm actually going to be upset. Because this was my introduction to Lily. Her being trans. And y'all know my rules. Respect is something earned. And I don't mean to sound transphobic, but if your paper trail is this bad, no wonder nobody respects your pronouns.
Ooh. The answer is no, I am not. That Pete is using transgenderism to avoid criticism for their act.
No! Lily, no! I believed in you. Lily, I believed in you. You sick fuck. Lily hides behind it as a deflection and fuck. Are there any first of all, touchdown. Are there any YouTubers I can watch? Pretty obvious, not gonna lie. You know what? You fucking scholars. My bad. I didn't notice. Shit. Jalen finds Leon transphobic. I view Jalen as an embarrassment to the trans community. Her and several other online personalities. And I'm throwing Lily Orchard in this. Everyone has skeletons in their closet. Yes, I've kicked dogs. I've tripped children as a child, not as an adult. I've never done that as an adult. I did that as a child, so that's not bad. That's basically character development. I've put holes in other people's property. Yes, we all have skeletons in our closet. How many of us use transgenderism to fucking hide from criticism? You legitimately believed in Lily? And you know what? That's fair. Now, work with me. Unaware was I any of this going on. Why kick a dog? You know why? Because it bit me. I fucking broke one of my friend's thumb. We all got skeletons in the closet. There's not one of us that is perfect. My overwhelming issue are the people who pretend like they're somehow better than the rest of the world. And listen, let me tell you why I broke my friend's thumb. First of all, I wasn't even trying to break his thumb. I was trying to kick him in his ass. Why? Because he took my backpack and flung it to the ground, very not demure. And I responded by turning around and with the full force of my right foot, tried to kick him square in between the crack. But he tried to block it, and his thumb met my size at the time, 10 boot. Now it's a size 11. Pick! I'm winning this game. He's quitting. He's quitting. If I get this pick six, he's quitting. He quitting. He quitting. He ain't quitting. I tried to you know how NFL punters put force behind when they try to kick a ball? I put so much force in my leg, I wanted him to be in pain. But because he wanted to be a blocker, he had his thumb in like one of those finger casts for a month. And I did not apologize. I looked at him and said, next time, don't touch my shit. And you know what's sad? Saturday, I met his girlfriend and I told him that, and she laughed. Everybody who knows me knows I don't start conflict. I end it. I'm back. What did I miss? Well, it depends. How long ago did you leave? I'm now telling a story about how I broke my friend's thumb. But in terms of the video, we've learned that supposed transgender is using transgenderism to shield themselves from criticism. Also, they write fanfics of real people wanting to ship them, which you belong to the My Hero Academia fan base. We're now talking about everybody's skeletons in the closet. It's like, listen, everybody's got a past they're ashamed of. Full fucking throttle. You're like, we are all embarrassed by some shit in our past. Absolutely. How many of it is criminal? Hello, Bravo needs bacon. I also would like to make some bacon. Y'all remember when they started talking about shortages of bacon and I pulled out all my bacon and I said it was me? It wasn't Biden. It wasn't Harris. It wasn't Trump. It was me. I took all the bacon. I took it. And you'll never get it back. You hear me? Never.
Actions and to essentially get away with advocating murder.
Blake makes the argument that Lily is not transgender because of her previous dislike of the community, though Lily also carries the belief that such strong opposition to any community secretly means they are a part of it, and so Blake's reasoning doesn't hold up. Regardless, Lily was under attack, and on her Tumblr she began quoting her own characters, the quotes dealing with power and revenge.
I'm going to be honest, I just had to text Peachy that if she ends up getting on YouTube and seeing this stream or getting on Twitch and seeing this stream, please don't come watch this. You're already... I've corrupted you so much. Now I would absolutely feel bad if you can't watch this.
She was also posting images of herself at fans' requests. This is how she was appeasing her fans, yet she was doing something else to defend herself against her opposition. Mysteriously, right as Lily and Tara Kelly's writings were being re-examined for their illegal contents, the Accord account, the account that Tara claimed ownership of, deleted its only work. A mother's love, a daughter's passion, was wiped from the account. A strange happening, considering that by Lily's testimony, she was in jail. Lily had to step lightly. Starting 2017, she was expressing how 8chan and QB Farms were doxing and harassing her. Adding to this list of opponents was Anime Christie, an artist that found that her art made it into Lily's video, Glass of Water Bombing Run. Seeing this, Anime Christie enlisted a friend to approach Lily, asking Lily to credit Anime Christie for the image, which Lily responded, quote, "I only credit artwork if it has a considerable presence within the video."
That's not how you should do that. You should be crediting these individuals. Hold on, I gotta make sure he don't get that.
Unquote. The friends seemed to understand that the art did not have much significance in the video and settled on, quote, "Okay, but in the future, could you not use her artwork then?" Unquote. To which Lily responded, quote, "I'll think about it."
No, that's not how, if it legitimately, if an artist comes to you and says, "Yo, could you credit me?" and you say no, the best you could do is fucking just like do it. Peachy wants to know what the live stream is about. What should I tell Peachy? I'm not telling Peachy about the Pokemon part. Even though I'm certain she's not a fan of it, I'm not too keen. Like, for example, this art was made by Kat. Matter of fact, let me get the full name, even though my fucking Twitter's gone and I can't fucking... Wait, I got this motherfucker's Discord. I can reach out to this person. I'm more mad that I couldn't figure the fuck out what I wanted in terms of an updated art. And so I just ignored any concept of returning to this. I still have it in my mind for updated art. Where is it? Where's Oh, is he about to quit? He quit. Good. He quit. This art right here, awesome fucking art. Hold on, I'm telling Peachy about the thing. I'm telling her we were watching a video about a YouTuber who has a bad track record. I'm going to say a not so nice track record. Okay? I'm saying that. Chat, can we take a break from this video for like 5 minutes? Y'all want to take a break? Y'all want to react to a song? Well, her name on Discord is Cat the Cat, but she made this art. She made this art, and I'm happy because it's so, look at it. Look at this art. It's so good. Oh, everyone elected to take a break. All right. Let's take a break. What do you all want to talk about? Anything? Peachy responded that I just described 30% of YouTubers, which is accurate, but harsh at the same time. It's accurate, but it's harsh. Mean. I've been meaning to say it looks like a One Piece villain, and it's probably the most accurate. People have insulted me and insulted Cat over the teeth. And I'm like, what's wrong with the teeth? My teeth are kind of big. So it's like, I'm not mad at that. I liked it. I had this one idea, but I couldn't like word it. And no, I can't fucking draw. So don't expect any drafts from me. But fuck. You know what? Let's take a break. Let's take a small, I'm only doing a small break. And I'm gonna do the thing that kills the viewership on my channel when I'm streaming. A tier list. These tier lists kill the viewership on my channel. But you know what? Yeah, why not? What's more trustworthy, a used car salesman or a YouTuber? A used car salesman. There's a likelihood that the car will work. A tier list about Disney movies. Nah, I don't have time to be proven right about why Lion King is the best. So let's keep the theme going, shall we? Let's keep the theme going. Let's keep the theme going.
I don't really want to get gangbanged.
Who does? It's so impractical. Hey, we got a $23 Scat Pack. Come on.
Appreciate that. Appreciate the follow. But let us keep the train going. Now listen, I don't do tier lists like other people do tier lists. I don't sit here and overly explain myself or else we'll be here for 3 hours. I'm just gonna let y'all know. You might disagree with my takes, but I'm gonna just go ahead and get a couple out the way. Now, how should I do it? Should I do it based off of appearance? No. What's good? I'll tell you what's good. The reality waning on us all is good. All in F? No, all of them won't be in F. The newer ones are going in F because they all look fucking terrible. The new ones all look fucking terrible. we just gonna solve that right there. Those look terrible. All of these look fucking terrible. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Now that we got that bozo shit out the way, let's do this shit for real. Bulbasaur is S tier. Ivysaur is D tier. Venusaur is A tier. Ultra Venusaur is C tier. I don't think we need to have a conversation about the entire Charmander line. Except this one. This is terrible. This is just terrible. This is a terrible design. Bulbasaur, Squirtle, S tier. Wartortle is D tier. Blastoise is S tier. Mega Blastoise is S tier. D tier, what a terrible fucking grass type. The worst grass type ever. Now, considering that the beginning of this stream drastically ended anyone's concept of loving the entire Cyndaquil evolutionary line, I think no one will be upset if we just put the entire Cyndaquil evolutionary line in F tier, considering what we had to endure, I think it would be wise if we just throw him down there. I think that's a good reason to throw him down, because kidnapping human girls, fucking them, gaslighting them, and keeping them, I think, you know, it was just the one. The entire evolutionary line is at stake because because of this. Totodile's B, your evolution was terrible and you're an A. Oh, my dog Trico. Matter of fact. My bias is showing. How about Lapras? I didn't read it. I'm sorry. I didn't read it. I didn't read it. I'm so sorry. Mudkip was ass. Marshtomp was way better considering what he was needed to do. I did not like the bulky mega evolution of Swampert though. Oh, now we're in arguably my fucking region. My region that introduced me to Pokemon, the Sinnoh region. Oh, Turtwig, my dog Turtwig. I ain't even gonna lie, the whole Sinnoh starting lineup is S. There's not one bad starter Pokemon out of Sinnoh. Now here's where you motherfuckers are gonna get mad. Snivy was ass. And guess what? Tepig was ass, but acceptable. And Oshawott was decent enough. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. You might start hating me. But it's just something about it started to get lazy. It started to get lazy. This is where it started to get lazy. Snivy is good. Well, you make your own tier list. And you say it. Now, I did enjoy the grass type of Kalos. I did. I also enjoyed the fire type of Kalos. Now, this is where everyone's going to get on my ass. Maybe. I don't know. But something about the entire evolutionary line of Froakie felt like an amazing last fucking ditch of everything regarding Pokemon. And I will make the drastic assumption that the Froakie evolutionary line was the last good, great starter Pokemon. It was the last one. Everything else is either acceptable or dog shit. For example, this bird grass type, dog shit. Not even gonna contend with you. And also, Firecat, dog shit, terrible, wasn't good. Rip off Froakie, dog shit, terrible, wasn't good. Monkey was acceptable. Evolutionary form, acceptable. Final evolution, amazing but not god tier. The bunny line, what was this? This wasn't Low Bunny. It had a name that I drastically forgot. But it was acceptable. It was. Now, this was real rip-off Froakie, and I will not have rip-offs act as if they are going to be important. Now, you might notice that there are some goats on this list. Because, you know, let's go Eevee, let's go Pikachu, the Coliseum games and all that. Of course, Pikachu is S tier. Eevee's a D tier. Epsilon is an A tier. Umbreon, because he's black, S tier. Jolteon, S tier. Flareon, S tier. Vaporeon, C tier. What a good tier list. And look at my viewership dropped drastically. And this, children, is how you speed run a Pokemon tier list. What the fuck I look like explaining myself for 40 minutes? I think this is pretty good. With the obvious choice at the top, Trico. Because I will tell you my biases and you will do nothing but watch and enjoy. Break time's over. Back to this.
Unquote.
We may take one more break, but that is depending on how we feel. This was your best tier list. Don't you start with me. I will bring back the fast food tier list and piss you all off.
At some point after, Anime Christie allegedly contacted Lily directly, but Lily remembered a time Anime Christie allegedly slighted her, which is when Lily sent her the screenshot of her Tumblr implying that a credit would be pointless. This story then became public, and there was a small outcry on Twitter with users tweeting #RespectTheArtist directed towards Lily. Lily responded in 2 ways. First, she muted tweets that included the hashtag. Second, she told Anime Christie that if it's that important, then she should file a DMCA. That
is not what you're supposed to do. The fuck? You're supposed to sit here. I am not changing my stream to tier list time. Tier list time is when we run out of shit to do and we just want to have fun. This is not the time. Shush, children.
It's a copyright process that takes the video down. And so Anime Christie filed the DMCA and took Lily's video down. Lily then filed to get the video back up, a process that can only be stopped by a lawsuit, which would be highly unlikely. On her Tumblr, she was planning to address the drama head-on under a video titled An Artist Meltdown Story. In the post, she states, quote, "Remember when Josh tried unsuccessfully to sabotage my career? I was inundated by a massive amount of people detailing just how much I'd enriched their lives and changed their views."
I still need the shiny hunt, the evolutions. Bro, I remember playing Pokemon Platinum, and it was at the beginning of the game, you know, tutorial and all this shit. And I learned how to catch Pokemon, you know, the basic shit. And I go into the grass, and I shit you not, the first thing I see is a shiny Shinx. And I'm like, did I just break the game? What the fuck is that? And I told my cousin, he was like, bro, this is shiny, catch it. I'm like, okay. It's like, is it good? It's like, yeah. What does it do? Oh, it just looks cool. And I was like, fuck you. And I released it. Yeah. Leon as a child drastically didn't care about shiny versions. And adult Leon, when he replays these games, still doesn't care. Why? Because it's a virtual fucking creature that I can't sell unless I go back in time to when selling these motherfuckers probably netted you a profit. Some of the colors are bad. True. How many of you were so depraved that you knew you couldn't catch all the Pokemon because that would require you to have multiple Pokemon games and you didn't have multiple Pokemon games? So you convinced your mom to buy you a fucking action replay so that you could just cheat.
Views and help them grow as people.
I know I did.
Will get that kind of mail. I am not hurt in any significant way by this garbage. It's why I make Guardbreak. It's why I'm in the process of making this. Unquote. Though Lily regards Guardbreak as a success, current day the video received so much hate that she took it down. And like Guardbreak, the video against Anime Christie was also taken down for the same reason. In it, she recaps the situation up to this point and makes her intentions clear.
One could argue that I could have just given her the credit if it was that important to her and let her have such a petty victory, but to me, it's the principle that matters. This is not the way you behave when you want something from me.
What are you talking about? They couldn't get in contact. Wait a minute. They couldn't get in contact with you. So they reach out to a friend who apparently has a way to contact you. And they asked you civilly. Now, I could kind of be on your side a little bit if they came at you hostile. It was like, you stupid bitch, delete my fucking art or give me credit, you fucking spaz. But that's not what happened. You see the pictures. That's not what happened at all.
Do not run in, make demands, and then try, in a hilariously unsuccessful manner, to sabotage my career when you don't get your way. And that's a hard lesson that every diva artist is going to have to learn. It doesn't matter how slighted you think you are. It doesn't matter how betrayed you think you are. When you want something from me, the only thing that matters is your behavior if you want to get me to do something for you. I do not cave to threats. I do not cave to grabbing all your mates and dogpiling me. Josh tried that crap twice, and that's someone with a massive and rabid fanbase who will go so far as to dox me and threaten to kill me and my family. And it still didn't get me to stop.
Did he do that? I so far haven't seen any reference of that in this video. Maybe we hear about it.
Calling him out on his bullshit.
Obviously, I sound like I watched this video and I'm going to tell you that's not what happened, but I shit you not. I only found this video is 7 hours ago made. and we're watching it later.
Besides showing the handful Tumblr posts of support that she screenshotted and collected, she is still attacking Josh Scorcher. She is also claiming that his audience directly was threatening her and her family. But here, Lily only shows screenshots of the video as would appear in the YouTube search. As she had done ad nauseum, she did not provide evidence of such egregious accusations. She did not provide evidence of Josh Scorcher encouraging his audience to attack her, nor any link to hate comments back to Josh Scorcher. And Lily did not just not provide evidence, she also disregarded Josh stating this in his video.
So I am begging, pleading, everyone who watches this video, do not go and leave death threats or harassment on Lily's video. Please. That's not acceptable under any circumstances.
But what about the second video from 2013 that Lily also showed? This seems to be a bit more of a legitimate connection, where Josh even attributes the video to his audience leaving death threats. But in his follow-up is furious at his audience for it.
And if you also check the front page of his Tumblr, death threats. Did you guys learn nothing? Did you guys learn nothing from the Master of Foxes? How?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. When the motherfuckers criticize each other and the dipshit fans start sending death threats, it immediately makes me realize that, yeah, whatever occurs, I know for a fucking fact, I don't endorse motherfuckers going to harass a collection of people, whether if they like me or not. I had to specify the fuck out of that shit when I made that video about Stardew Valley. And I still got the net positive of being viewed as transphobic for it. So, you know, W me.
I flew off the handle at you guys again because you freaking sent your death threats. And now you're doing it to Ball's fault.
Lily, after receiving such tremendous pushback, was hiding the dislike bar and either removing comments or selectively approving them. For example, her bombing run video has 128,000 views, yet only 34 comments. The likes on virtually all the comments outnumber the total amount of comments. All of these comments are suspiciously all positive, except for this one where a user asked, quote, "What, Lily, do I need a YouTube Reddit account to see the like ratio?" Unquote. Which Lily responded, quote, "No, the like/dislike ratio needs to actually mean anything for me to consider showing it." Unquote. Lily had made a grave error. While the initial anime Christie dropdown was minor, it had ballooned in the worst way possible. In her video, she uses an artistic depiction of herself to express her points. This is what is known within her community as a puppet. Josh Scorcher's puppet, via his pony, is Firebrand, etc. This is a very common thing because a fair portion of creators in the space are also artists, and did not take kindly to Lily's response to one. As various creators were coming out against Lily, Lily responded to this new wave of hate by making a 6-point list of criticisms. Points 1, 4, and 6, or, quote, "You're arrogant, have a huge ego, think your opinion is the opinion," unquote, are all the same. These criticisms relate to Lily's presentation being either perceived as arrogant, or her points appearing to be exhausted. Points 2 and 3 are also the same thing, and relate to her not engaging with criticism, whether through selectively approving comments or not engaging with creators who bring forward this criticism. In point 2, she ironically states, quote, "What I actually do, as I've explained numerous times, is filter out uninteresting comments to only show the ones that I actually bother to engage with."
It takes a lot of unfiltering because if a lot of people are coming your way, this is why I don't delete comments. That's YouTube yanking y'all off my back. And then if I see it and then YouTube yanks it, fuck, I'm gonna have to agree with YouTube because motherfuckers be saying some out of pocket shit and then they be lying to me. They be lying like, "Leon, all I said was this," and then I see the real comments like, "Oh, no, but then YouTube got you out of here for a reason."
Unquote. Lily fails to expand on her criteria of why she would engage with these comments. Then in point 3, she explains why she doesn't do debates or interviews. Quote, "They always have very little to offer than a dissenting opinion. A dissenting opinion isn't much. They're common." Unquote. Point 5 is, quote, "You're just as bad as insert thing I complain about." Unquote. Which is not a constructive criticism, but does...
Quit? You quit? You quitting? You quitting? You quitting? You can't be quitting. He quit.
Inflate Lily's list. This post is 1,265 words, yet none of it addresses the real criticisms, like her misreporting of Josh Scorcher, her weaponizing her audience to make unwelcome art of Inkros, her failure to address the contradictions between her admitting she was abusive toward Josh Scorcher in her apology and her dismissal of it, her stripping in front of Blake, her connections to Tara Callie, and to that extent, her connections to the work A Mother's Love, A Daughter's Passion, the entirety of Stockholm, and putting Nintendo Gal 55 under duress to write the work, her inclusion of Fulcon in her game Doomsday Ascending, or her poor handling of the anime Christie situation. These were only some of the publicly known criticisms of Lily Orchard, but Lily did not have to address these because they were already becoming widely known, and addressing them directly would only further tarnish her reputation. Regardless of her points, viewers were perceptive and were already suspicious of her content, especially the ones introduced to her work seeing the limited comments and the disabled dislike bar. Perhaps it was this continued negative attention that was making Lily more erratic. When asked, quote, "Lying all tied up and helpless in a cage full of horny dogs," unquote, Lily responded with, quote, "Well, on one hand, they're dogs, which is a downside. On the other hand, that's extremely degrading and humiliating, which is an upside. I'll let the asks make the case for either," unquote. On Twitter, she was seen correcting her mom for misgendering her, but doesn't yet correct the claim of her being high-end autistic. This is where Lizzie Orchard comes in. Lizzie was a woman that Lily was dating at the time, and though not married, Lily would later take the last name Orchard, changing her name from Lily Pete to Lily Orchard.
Oh, that's how the... Oh, no. Oh no. Is this? Oh wait, I think I know some of this. I feel like this is about to get into details about abuse from the partner, which I will not lie. Depraved shit.
Here, Lizzie is seen arguing with Lily's mom on behalf of Lily. Lily's mother stating that Lily just holds grudges and refuses to see the other person's opinion, and so on. Lily then jumps in to defend Lizzie. Quote, "You talk to my wife like that one more time and I'll break your fucking nose, bitch." Unquote. Lily then again berates her mother for misgendering her, then tells her to grow up. After yet another response from her mother requesting Lily manage Lizzie better, Lily threatens her mother with violence again. This confrontation ends with Lily's mother
Imagine, like, I know there's always that fucking weird conversation between, if me and your mom were arguing over the front seat, which would you choose? Who would you want to sit in the front seat, me or your mom? It's like, if y'all don't shut the fuck up or y'all get left. See, because me, being the cantankerous piece of shit that I usually am, somebody getting left if y'all don't figure the fuck out. But imagine your mom and your fucking girlfriend / wife bitching at each other on Twitter. Start the fucking rapture and start it now.
Stating to not poke the bear, where then Lily continued to prod. Lily later states in response to a Twitter user who witnessed the confrontation, quote, "And none of her children have autism to begin with," unquote, claiming further down that all the diagnoses directed at her and her brother were overturned recently. Lily at this point was jumping from conflict to conflict. Now in September, she was allegedly talking about Britt, referring to her as an old friend.
Oh
who she had
yeah,
fallen out with
put the
because
burners
Britt
on,
wouldn't
CJ.
listen
I'm sorry.
To her personal issues, and that Lily had enough and left a page.
I know you're all focused on animal abuse, fan fictions, and angst amongst the tribes of family and wives online, but it was such a great run.
Long speech before removing her from her life. These were a series of posts where Lily also calls her a rumor mongerer. But what sparked this?
And how that ended up happening was kind of funny, because I released the Terra conversations first, just because there wasn't as many of them, and Lily immediately started going into damage control, started claiming that she didn't even really know me and Blake. We were charity cases. I was a fair weather friend. We weren't even friends. She was name dropping me, which at the time I hadn't revealed my legal name publicly yet, so she was just straight up doxing me.
This is why Lily was so aggressive. But little did she know Britt had more ammunition.
And I let her go on like that for about a week, and then I dropped our direct Skype conversations, proving that all wrong, and she immediately privated her Twitter.
The chat logs between Britt and Tara and Britt and Lily, as shown earlier, were now all made public. From Tara's persistence in trying to get her and Lily together, to Tara's strange description of Tara being a 6'3" tall redhead. These screenshots, for the time being, would go unaddressed, and Lily would resort to attributing highly malicious comments to Britt. But these were not very convincing, and Lily's history continued to be re-examined. Like with this 20-minute long video compiling instances where Lily directly plagiarized from the My Little Pony TV Tropes page. The videos criticizing her had hardly slowed down. They were also getting broader in examining Lily rather than examining individual controversies she was involved in.
All right, because I see the name of the person who made this video. Could somebody, and I know it's going to be Ahsoka, tell me what the fuck is going on with Just a Robot? Because that's another motherfucker who I watch. And I went to Chris's stream, and immediately the first thing, I shit you not, the first thing I heard was, yo, me and my roommate used to touch each other's dicks. I'm like, what's happening here?
Then, at the start of 2018, Lily found herself in a new controversy, one that did not originate from her, and one that she could use to improve her image.
This could destroy my career here, guys.
I'm sorry, Toon, but you should have thought of that before you started sexting a 14-year-old girl.
In 2018, the creator Toon Critic Y2K, also known as Zach, was exposed for having inappropriate relations with a minor. The news initially spread within a pocket of creators and their friends, and so a private call between Josh Scorcher and a few other members trying to get Toon Critic to turn himself into the police took place.
Dude, look, I made a stupid mistake, or I'm trying to fucking change from that. I get it, alright? I did some stupid stuff.
If I may explain as calmly as possible, a mistake is saying something inappropriate. A mistake is...
A mistake is, dropping an important item. A mistake is, accidentally knocking someone over. What about trying to make people fuck and like cyber whatevering a motherfucker on different levels? Like, I know I give no... it is... hopefully. You know what? I'm not going to even speculate. I don't even know. I woke up to that. So, I don't even know. Maybe it was consensual. Maybe it wasn't.
Calling someone the wrong gender nowadays.
Just a groomer defender. Oh, so,
What you did is a crime.
It would be difficult to translate this into an arrest, and so throughout this call, the creators were offering to keep it private from their side if Toon Critic turned himself in. While Toon Critic initially agreed to the idea, he did not react well to them wanting to verify that he actually went to the police station.
Because what's going to happen is, after the 24 hours, we will still be contacting the police. Now, if you've done it before us, then, it'll just be us giving them the information they need to follow through with the case.
Please. If you will let me do this.
Toon Critic had no intention of actually turning himself in, and this call was posted on January 25th. And with that, more and more people were coming out against Toon Critic, including an artist known as Patchwork Heart.
But he was obsessed with remarks about my breasts and with sexual roleplay. I had a boyfriend, but I was so desperate to stay around, I didn't fight back against any of it. I wanted so badly for these people to like me. I tried to elevate their voices to let these people be heard, but nobody listened. No one except Sketchy the Changeling, Lily Pete, Eliora, and Aeon of Dreams.
And then another creator came out as a victim of Toon Critic. Their video was mirrored on Lily's channel, where Lily also made the allegation that Josh Scorcher knew about Toon Critic for some time, yet didn't do anything. Josh Scorcher on his Tumblr refuted this and turned it back on Lily, stating that she knew about the allegations because Patchwork Heart told Lily. Patchwork then informed Josh Scorcher that Lily kept quiet as per their request. Josh Scorcher states that he finds it strange, and despite the request, Lily still knew about the allegations. Patchwork then responds by taking the blame, and that they should have allowed Lily to go entirely public as soon as she was informed. Josh Scorcher then states that Lily is still at fault, and still did not inform the public, yet is accusing him of doing the same thing. The following responses go into the minutiae of how it should have been handled. And then, in the following month, in February, Josh released a video breaking down the Toon Critic situation. This largely involves a video by Dr. Wolf that was poorly received. While accepting Toon Critic's crimes were egregious, he was petitioning his audience to forgive him in the Christian sense of letting go of anger and frustration. While good-intentioned, the rawness of the situation combined with the crimes and the countless victims coming out meant that this video was not well received. And with Josh Scorcher sharing this video, in his own video he was apologizing for it now, understanding that it was a major miscommunication. He also apologizes to Patchwork for his responses on Tumblr and then to Lily.
I also want to take this time to apologize to Lily Pete. In my anger, I accused and judged you of things without any evidence. The very thing I didn't want people to do to us.
Lily, as claimed through the comments.
Okay, things are starting to turn around a little bit. We're finally starting to see the light at the end of this tunnel. It's very small, but we're starting to see it, right? It can't get worse.
Scorcher's video did not accept the apology. Many comments state that he should not have apologized to Lily at all. As for Lily, she was taking Josh Scorcher's admittance and running with it. She was taking the Toon Critic situation and a friendship with Patchwork and also running with that. Lily, as this was all coming out, made her own statement on Tumblr stating that the Brony fandom has a pedophilia problem. Here she cites two offending websites that are packed to the brim with content for these people, Femfiction and Dirty Boru. She also states, quote, "There are a large number of fan artists and fan writers who produce redacted and get away with it because they just barely stay within those boundaries," unquote. She specifically cites Volcon, and goes as far to say that these people are freaks, and the acceptable amount of this content is 0%. This was found in her script for a now-deleted video, but this video has been archived where she states these things and more. She also made an addendum video where she presses the dagger further into Dr. Wolf for his video. The glaring issue is not so much Lily's statement that there is content on Femfiction meant to gratify predators. It is that Lily has written this content. Lily has made games with images explicitly sharing this content. Among those dedicated to this content, Lily sits at the top by co-authoring an over 700,000 word piece gratifying such content, but Lily still had her plan.
She does it to cover her ass. Like, straight up, that's the only reason she does it. That started way back with the Toon Critic situation, which I'm not sure if you're familiar with that whole mess. No, Toon Critic was someone who got outed as being a predator in the Brony community, which, set up all this shit with Josh Scorcher and all this other stuff. Well, that happened around the time I had started leaking my chat logs with Lily and proving that Lily herself was a pedophile and into kids and animals and all this other crap. So when the Toon Critic situation popped off, Lily latched onto it and started championing herself as this voice of reason and righteous anger toward...
Never do that. I don't give a fuck what in life propels you to think you should do that. Never try to classify yourself as the voice of reason anywhere. I mean, you could do it as a joke, but if anybody starts taking you seriously, shut it down. And it's great that no one takes me seriously. I'm fucking glad I am not taken seriously, and I immediately get shut down a lot when it comes to conversation, because I said this years ago, y'all shouldn't be going to YouTubers with shit like this.
Or the pedophile problem in the Brony community and advertising herself as a safe haven for victims and all this other stuff. And while she was doing that, anytime she was asked about the accusations against her, she would use that and be like, how could this be true when I'm so openly against this other predator over here?
No, then that's why. That's why you don't do it. Because motherfuckers will run around and be like, how could this be true when I do this? I do all these good things. I I was here to pick up a cupcake. What do you mean I was here to fuck a child?
With not many people being acquainted with Lily's history and with Lily's short-sighted plans providing even minimal success, she was again calling for the deaths of all GOP members. And she still knew that she had Josh Scorcher on the back foot. To this, she was able to get him into a call with Patchwork and Josh Scorcher's own brother, where both Patchwork and Lily lecture Josh on his handling of the situation. After an hour of this, Lily drops the veil and plays her hand.
But personally, I think a much bigger, a much more impactful gesture in that sense would be to just take down all 4 of them.
Definitely something to consider. All four what?
All 4 response videos. The 2 to me, the 1 to Master of Foxes, the 1 to Flames on Fire. All of them.
Certainly something to consider.
Yeah.
Lily is then met with grunts from Josh Scorcher.
All the 4 of those videos were emblematic of this kind of jump immediately to the worst extreme possible under the face of minor criticism. Or in the case of 2 of them, minor criticism to something you liked.
To this, Josh did not comply. Those videos, the ones criticizing Lily Orchard personally, which are wholly unrelated to the Toon Critic situation, remain up. Lily kept on pushing and pushing, but she pushed too much. In March, Lily in a Tumblr post asking how to handle Josh stated, quote, turn his own tactics back on him, spam dislike his videos, flood his comments, rate his streams will probably be the most effective.
No, never do these things. They're not good. They make you look deranged, and I would argue foolish.
Unquote. Lily was weaponizing her audience to harass Josh. That's when Josh Scorcher had enough and brought up Stockholm. This was explosive because bringing up Stockholm brings up Lily's contradictions with her stance on fanfiction works. It brings up Tara Callie, which Lily addressed here, conveniently stating how Tara Callie had confided in her interest to people like Britt, but fails to bring up how Tara Callie was always convincing people like Britt, Blake, and Nintendo Gal to enter into sexual relationships with Lily, how Lily was the only person who ever saw Tara, how Tara was a director for Lily's videos, or how Lily was so close to Tara she had a key to her apartment and somehow was allowed to beat her up in jail. Lily's lies had become so convoluted that she had trouble keeping up with them. The messages she was getting were so great that she even closed her advice column. Josh's light push against Lily had turned her world upside down. But there was more, because now in April, Josh sent a cease and desist to Lily to stop her now nearly 3-year-long harassment campaign against him. Lily, in response, posted a video ranting about Josh that did not have much substance. And back on Tumblr, she addresses a Twitter post of Josh screenshotting a chapter from what is presumably Stockholm. Lily is stating that Josh is sharing CP, and accused her of creating it with
He's sharing CP? I wonder where he got it from.
Without tangible proof. But there was plenty. Josh even reposted not only a post shipping him and Inkros, but also Lily admitting, quote, also I wrote a book where a 15-year-old ran off with a 38-year-old and you all thought it was lovely, unquote. This is the Stockholm entry Razzle Dazzle. Lily has admitted in the past that this was her favorite entry as well. Besides lines in Razzle Dazzle like, quote, first off, have you done this before? Taking advantage of vulnerable teenage girls on the rebound and seducing them with what they want, unquote. And the word mommy being used 545 times, mostly in a sexual connotation, Lily not only describes this as her favorite entry, but also in a deleted but re-uploaded video, she shows Adagio as a human, and makes a very specific reference to the story.
If I can take this brutal sadist and write her as a loving matriarch that rivals Fluttershy when it comes to sincere kindness, I'm pretty sure you can make an alicorn. You can make a good story out of anything. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have more Mommy Adagio to write.
Oh, God. And no, you cannot write a good story out of anything. Case in point, My Hero Academia.
Back to April 2018, Lily was now stating that Josh Scorcher was an alt-right mouthpiece, and that he was somehow enabling pedophilia. From here, Josh Scorcher, escalating from the cease and desist, announced he was getting a restraining order and taking a bit of a hiatus. Lily still continued to post about Josh Scorcher and continued to get attacked for it. During this time, she even had a falling out with Patchwork. As for Lily's social media accounts, the hate had gotten so bad, Lily announced that a different person would be controlling them. This only lasted for a short period, and the person controlling them went under the alias Maud Ibarra, who claimed that Lily was receiving hate for being against CP. While this was a lie, it is very much true that Lily was receiving a tremendous amount of hate, and the volume would only increase as she posted what would become her most viewed video to date.
There it is! I knew at some point we'd get here. Ooh, the video that made Lily, at least to me, known. Ooh, this video got so much shit. Ooh, but it's a good video. Ooh, but maybe it's not given the subject matter.
On September 24th, 2018, Lily posted Steven Universe is garbage and here's why. This was followed up by another similarly popular, yet controversial video titled The Legend of Korra is garbage and here's why. While the like to dislike bar were disabled, Lily did post an image of her YouTube studio showing that both videos received around 75% likes. The Steven Universe video was particularly scorned.
Things that cannot and should not be forgiven, and yet it insists on doing them anyway. Steven Universe is that mother who tells her daughter, oh, that boy pulled your hair because he likes you, tacitly teaching them that affection is shown through violence. Do I think Rebecca Sugar is a fascist sympathizer? No. Do I blame anybody who comes to the conclusion that she is based on Steven Universe's content? No. I mean,
there's a lot. I remember so much about this. I remember where I was when I watched it.
Saying that Rebecca Sugar remains completely unaware of the implications.
Korra, listen, hot take. Korra doesn't suck. It's just not as good as we would have hoped, considering what it was the sequel of
her writing, because she's just not paying attention outside of her very specific goals.
The comic.
Notice I didn't call it ass, which is something I also could have done, but I didn't. Okay?
Critique, not relating to Lily greatly misunderstanding the animation industry, is her disregarding that this is a kid show that is meant to express forgiveness and understanding and is not directly related to real-life events. It's meant primarily to entertain, but also to send an overall message of understanding to children. The show does have its complexities and achievements, such as being the first kid show on US television to feature a lesbian wedding. Because it does have mature topics and pushes boundaries, it does receive a fair amount of praise and criticism. As to how this relates to Lily, Lily lambasted creator Rebecca Sugar for the main character Steven, typically redeeming other characters, some that Lily considers genocidal, which is not exactly the case, but that lends more into the complexities of the show. The issue with Lily is that in her own fanfictions, like Doomsday Ascending, Lily undoubtedly redeems irrefutable genocidal characters, and it was not just in this writing that Lily did this.
If you go through pretty much every other one of her fanfics, that's a common.
There was no reason for Korra. Yes, there was. To try to make money off of the legend of Avatar, the Aang Man. That was a reason. Now, was it executed right? No. But was it like trash or the worst thing ever? Also, no.
Thing with her main characters, they're always genocidal maniacs written to be sympathetic. From Lord Ryder, from her original Family Guy fanfictions, to Essentia, to Aliana in her Star Wars fics, like it's always a genocidal maniac written to be sympathetic.
Lily was having a terrible year. In October, she states she was a victim to a terrible crime. And then in December, she announced that Lizzie and her had broken up. A breakup that seemingly came out of nowhere. And then Lily stated that Lizzie had swatted her, and this was her third swatting. But as Lily was further questioned, it became more likely that these were just wellness checks. The following day, Lily made it clear that Lizzie was a wonderful person, and makes it clear that she was not abused by her. And so Lily stated she had a lonely Christmas. Britt, now in January of 2019, possibly seeing the state of Lily, was trying to amend things, but Lily was not. The breakup, the situation with Josh Scorcher, her falling out with Patchwork, the criticisms around the Steven Universe video, all influences that kicked 2019 off with Lily spouting pure vitriol. The way this was different was that she was not exactly campaigning against any individual person, but rather sporadically attacking virtually everyone, from her parents, her sister, a creator that lightly criticized her. Things were even going further south with Lizzie. As Lily was stating, they were no longer on speaking terms. This year for Lily was pure chaos. Not only was she sporadically attacking anyone at will, but also her sexual deviancy had also taken a new form. What started as posting images and poses as per fans' requests turned into images of her posting her bare breasts.
Oh no. That's the phrase of the stream. Oh no. Because every time I think we're like on some common ground of weird, it just somehow just comes all back to oh no.
Even her claims were getting wilder. She called a different controversial cartoon reviewer a fascist, stated that people that dislike Antifa are Nazis, called Rebecca Sugar an accidental Nazi apologist, and then stated in response to her flagrant attacks that fascism is the core of being a conservative, and then ties it all back to Steven Universe and Rebecca Sugar. While Lily's attacks were ineffective due to her overall...
Listen, I hate Steven Universe, but I'm not gonna fucking link them to fascism. Just gonna link them to list of cartoons I probably won't rewatch. That's pretty much it for Steven Universe.
A lack of evidence for her claims and her overall lack of credibility.
New title of the stream, oh no. You know what? Fuck it. Why not? I'm going to do it on Twitch. I'm not going to do it on the other one. Oh, just call it oh no. Oh no.
There was one attack that shook
That's how I feel.
Nest. Though Patchwork and Lily were not on good terms, Lily calling Patchwork, quote, a dishonest, drug-addicted nutcase, unquote, was a poor move considering what Patchwork had on Lily. As a direct response, Patchwork created this rather lengthy Twitter thread against Lily, and at the end of the thread, Patchwork states, quote, you're a cruel, selfish, awful person, Lily, and I might be a drug-addicted delusional schizo, but at the very least, I didn't pressure someone to draw my wife's favorite OC having incestuous dog sex.
You know what? Class, say it with me. Oh no. It's all I fucking feel hearing any of this shit. Oh no.
Unquote. Looking at Patchwork's DeviantArt, she states that she doesn't do that kind of art. But Lily was an exception because it was, as Patchwork claims Lily told her, quote, the only thing that alleviates her dysphoria, unquote. And though these various drawings of a dog and Lily cannot be shown, they very much exist and are unfortunately detailed. Lily responded to her commissioning these images with a long-winded non-answer, possibly a choice done to avoid the direct connection between what these drawings detail and what Tara Kelly states she did to dogs. Besides the motivation of enjoying this kind of imagery, there was also another reason why Lily requested this art.
And the reason she had those commissioned was to get back at Lizzie. Like, that's Lizzie's character that she took after they broke up.
Lily had already found a new partner, an artist that started a webcomic with Lily. Lily, the main character of this comic, is drawn with a girl from Michaela, and as the name Pokemon House suggests, it takes place in the Pokemon universe, with an extensive catalog of...
Why does it keep coming back? Why? Why? Why does Pokemon keep coming back? Fuck, stop! Stop! Stop!
Pokemon to choose from, Lily has only ever been obsessed with one, which is also at the center of the comic.
What? Oh no.
And it is this Gardevoir named G. The Gardevoir, early into the comic, expresses a love for Lily. This is not a love as would be
Wait! I saw this shit on Twitter! Oh no!
Found in friendship, and not a love that would be found in family. This is a love of a sexual nature. Lily and her Gardevoir even express the desire to have kids, but genetically cannot. But they still obtain a child through...
Why? 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 Tell them that it's human nature. Why? Why do I know about this? I hate my life.
lab experiment that resulted in a human Gardevoir hybrid. The Gardevoir also tells Lily that she made a quote-unquote love bond with Lily in her sleep to extend her lifespan.
Rape? Excuse me?
Lily's character doesn't initially react well to what amounts to getting violated in her sleep, but Lily still essentially forgives the Gardevoir. This comic would go on for quite some time, used, like her other works, to express her desires, whether they are of a sexual nature or revenge. It is not a coincidence that there is a strip where one of Lily's exes with the trademark purple...
Leon considering going off the grid and living in a village. The dream as a child was to move to the mountains. And you know what? We might be expediting that process real soon.
Hair that Lizzie has is...
So if I just stop making videos, don't assume I'm dead. Assume I made it to the mountains.
Villainized as an awful woman who broke Lily's heart one Christmas season. This is because Lily went from referencing Lily as a wonderful person to a terrible abuser. In response to someone asking Lily how she could move on so fast from Lizzie, Lily stated, quote, "Bitch, have you met her?" Unquote. What escalated Lily's hatred of Lizzie was Lizzie in September showing concern on a Tumblr of Lily because there was a hurricane headed in her direction. Quote, "I know she's probably fine and that it isn't any of my business to be worried, it just popped into my head." Unquote. Lily responded to this information with, quote, "Lizzie came a lot closer to killing me than a hurricane ever could have multiple times. Don't know why she pretends to give a shit, TBH." Unquote. Lily has found her new target to harass. After Lizzie deleted her Tumblr, likely through the harassment of Lily, someone immediately scooped up her URL and changed the header to the word orgasm. Here, they made a post that stated, quote, "Hi, can I get a fucking abuser?" Anyways, 1, the Woody Collective is live, and well, 2, my main is at the new Fox Borrow, and 3, if you want your URL back, message me on there. Unquote. Lily, after being informed that her fans ran Lizzie off of Tumblr, stated, quote, "Correction. Lizzie ran herself off Tumblr after chatting shit and being unable to handle the backlash. Everything was fine for her until she decided to call me talking about her quote-unquote public villainization, and no doubt was met with a hailstorm of criticism.
So you telling me you motherfuckers are taking over Tumblr posts now?
You can't handle being dragged for saying stupid shit. Don't say stupid shit." Unquote. This tension did die down for a few months, and Lizzie did mention at the end of the year that this year many people decided to hate her. As for Lily, at the start of 2020, she announced her engagement with Michaela, and would, from time to time, respond to questions about Lizzie. But her ire, for a period, was instead set on heterosexual people, calling them filthy, and in this post referring to straight people as dirty goblins. And then 2 months later, Lily once again honed in on Lizzie. Quote, "Being with Lizzie caused me to develop anxiety and insecurity issues I previously didn't have, and those don't go away that easily." Unquote. Lily would persistently jab Lizzie, even a year after the breakup. It's practically the first thing she did when she got back on Twitter. That and make a string of her 100 most infamous tips. On November 14th, 2020, Lily started a thread of tweets titled Simple Writing Tips, a thread.
Yeah, it wasn't received well. Not really. As you can see by the ratio here. 1,000 quote tweets.
This poorly received writing tips thread was not a thread of general...
I mean, somebody did say that they want Jay Longbone to talk about this. I mean, she's in the video, so she might.
Writing advice, as Lily was trying to frame it as. It was a thread of her very specific criticisms of the very limited children's media she consumes, attempted to be blanketed over the entire craft of writing.
Oh
Not
my
the
god.
real purpose of
It's fucking heard with me.
this list to be like, these are the shows I've disliked in the past 5 years. This is exactly what I talk about in reviews these days.
Movies owned by Disney and the old video game. This is this person's only frame of reference.
I'm tempted to call projection at a certain point.
Yeah, no, genuinely, I think this is someone who is just kind of a slut shamer in real life, or at the very least a sex shamer.
Those clips were from a video that has garnered over 1 million views of 2 writers going over Lily's 100 writing tips. And as they find out, some of the advice isn't even about writing.
Just block them. Don't argue with them. Don't debate them. Don't treat them with good faith. Just block them and get on with your day. Not writing advice.
That's just Twitter advice! Oh my god! How can... Twitter is not a good place to talk about your stories.
The individual 100 tweets are both analyzed in this video, and at the very end, categorized where about 1/3 of them are not considered to be writing advice. Lily's tips had received so much ridicule that by December, the entire thread was gone, and possibly correlated to this new...
Oh, I wonder why. Because who you know, it is a skill for a lot of people to think that they are professionals at a craft because they did something that garnered success. There are individuals I am aware of that are professionals in the craft that are legitimately pissed off at uneducated, uninformed fuckers, as they call them, constantly bitching about their craft. Now, sometimes it's unwarranted as fuck, and other times it's genuine criticism. There are times when this shit gets to a point where it's embarrassing hearing this shit, especially from people who don't know what the fuck to do. And I know this because these motherfuckers will attempt to write something or to make something, and it will be dog shit. And it's sworn to God that these fuckers, it's just other people. You know, Tim Pool said the reason his music isn't as popular is because more people love Taylor Swift. And if Taylor Swift wasn't mainstream, they'd be buying his music. No, sonny boy. Because I, unfortunately, had to listen to your music. And you want to know why your music is not popular with the younger folk? It's because it sucks. It's unrelatable. It's boring. It's downright disease-ridden, and makes me regret being a man. And if I could afford it, I'd be getting top surgery.
New wave of negative attention, Lily turned her Tumblr asks off.
That's how bad a grown man's music is. I'd rather be trans.
For a while, Lily's Tumblr asks, particularly the ones that come from an anonymous source, are thought to be Lily asking herself questions in order to convey her thoughts on a matter without appearing to be unprovoked, whether the question was about Lizzie or anyone else she despises. And for that reason, the asks would take no time at all to come back. On December 7th, now 2 years since the breakup, Lizzie tweeted out, quote, I decided to
Why'd you have to listen to Tim Pool's music? I was doing something.
Try speaking openly about my history with my abusive ex. I've tried to maintain a respectful silence for 2 years now, to let us both move on with our lives. But in turn, she's used that to spread disparaging comments and outright lies about me, unquote. This tweet chain was Lizzie stating that she was going to speak her truth when it feels appropriate. Lily, with her asks back on, responding to a question about why she would remain with Lizzie if she was so abusive, stated that Lizzie was abusive by, quote, a lot of consistent behavior that can be really difficult to make sense of in the moment. Death by 1,000 cuts. I've always described that relationship as, quote, a slow and systemic destruction of my very self-worth, unquote, and that's not an exaggeration, unquote. Lizzie's tweet longer was more descriptive in how Lily had wronged her. She opens with talking about how they had a mostly long-distance relationship and therefore digital relationship. Lily was always testing and then pushing boundaries. A large point of contention was the art. Quote, I was drawing a lot of suggestive artwork for her, usually of the two of us, sometimes of just me. Digital nudes, hand-drawn sex tapes, and maybe this wouldn't have been a problem if I hadn't absolutely hated every second of it, and she knew that.
Tim Pool versus KSI.
I tried to tell her I was uncomfortable, and sometimes she appeared to listen, but that's...
I'll be reaching for the stars. Whoa!
That's where the guilt and subtle pressure would come in. She knew the ways to ask me that felt weird to refuse, because of the reasons private to her that I won't discuss here. It also felt beneficial to her mental health to do them, unquote. Lizzie then describes that it came to a head when she was drawing on camera for Lily, but it was too much, and she broke down on camera. In a follow-up tweet, with the drawings essentially depictions of herself, Lizzie states if Lily releases them, she will possibly sue as it is illegal in Canada. Lily essentially responded with these two posts. In this post, she believes she was gaslit by Lizzie and the relationship as a ploy to eventually tear her down. In the second post, she states that Lizzie would not stand stalwart in her boundaries, not just related to things Lizzie mentioned in her post, as she sometimes did things she hated without convincement in order to try to please Lily. As for Lily, she now believed Lizzie would, quote, be on alt-right streams to shit-talk me soon enough, unquote. Lily then, in another post, stated that people only believe contradictory claims because it is convenient in their narrative to dislike her. This back and forth continued well into January 2021. A question was put forth as to why Lily kept the last name Orchard, which is Lizzie's last name. It
was, because, if you go through abuse, it's from a former partner, you would, put that shit the fuck up? No? You would remove that name? Now, it would be a process, but you would remove that name from your history?
Choice done to show her commitment to their prior engagement. Lily responded by stating it was reverse colonialism. With Lily still not backing down, Lizzie released her second tweet longer, with how Lily has a propensity to treat...
How much left? Another hour. We're at the hour and 41 minute mark. It's 2 hours and 29 minutes. So not that long.
People well when they're friends, and regard the relationships as terrible and abusive the moment things turn. Though Lily did not have much, if any, strong claim against Lizzie, Lizzie did have quite a bit more to say, starting with Lily, quote, had started a quote-unquote game on her blog, where followers would tell her sexual things they would do to her, quote-unquote, in a consequence-free environment. Needless to say, I was shocked and extremely uncomfortable with my fiancé doing this without asking me about it first. Unquote. Lizzie, when this took place 2016, brought her feelings to Lily, but Lily disregarded them because it was a kink. Quote, my ex gave further reasons as to why she liked it, which were similar to why she pressured me into drawing the images for my last story. This quote-unquote game made her feel attractive and desirable in ways her mind didn't typically allow, and made her feel good about herself. Unquote. Lizzie then states she allowed Lily to continue the game because she felt guilted. Lizzie also admits that she wasn't always forward with her feelings, even when asked by Lily, but then states that she believes Lily knew her true feelings but just did not care at all.
Lily. This is bad, Lily. You have an entire back catalog of shit on your back where you're saying one group of people are degenerate freaks, and look at you!
This only allowed things to escalate. Quote, this went on for 2 months, from New Year's Eve to my birthday. On my 20th birthday, in the middle of calling my parents, I checked Tumblr and found the facade of the game had turned into my ex, full-blown sexting with people. Roleplay sexting. Unquote. Lizzie then threatened to break up with Lily, which is when she became remorseful and apologized to her. And Lily stopped those asks and deleted that Tumblr. Lizzie then claims that this was so sensitive that Lily told her if it came out that she was flirting with her audience, it could, quote, end her YouTube career. Unquote.
Listen, fucking an audience member will never be a problem unless it's a child. Let's be real here. You know how many fuck a fan contests a lot of Twitch streamers and YouTubers do? Like, that will never be something I see as an issue. Oh, you're fucking a consenting adult. I will scream to the Netherlands it's a problem when it's fucking a child.
Quote. Later, Lizzie did post evidence of this game. This was largely held through a not safe for work Tumblr that she did delete. As for Lily, she was once again asked for evidence. And Lily did bring evidence, a total of 4 screenshots. The first was after the breakup with Lizzie, stating that Lily helped her in some ways. The second and third was of Lizzie admitting to lying about her conflicted feelings, which is something Lizzie already admitted to at this point. And the fourth was Lizzie confiding in a friend about being conflicted with how fast Lizzie was moving on. Lily attempts to spin these innocuous screenshots as Lizzie having a martyr complex and being a child. Overall, this post adds nothing. Lily, not convincing the populace, stated on Twitter that Lizzie was riling up a mob against her, now claiming that she was an abusive ex. It was then that Lily made her tweet longer, explaining
Lily's audience is majority kids.
how Lizzie was abusive, and during her period of gender dysphoria, their sex life was virtually non-existent, and Lizzie pressured Lily to get their sex life back on track. Quote, on 3 occasions during visits, the guilt trips and pushiness grew too much to bear and I just gave in. It was some of the worst experiences in my life. It wouldn't be until years later that my therapist and friends listened to this story and told me that I'd been assaulted. Unquote. This back and forth once again died down for a period. Now, Lily calling people fascist or Nazi indiscriminately led to the question, what's Lily's definition of a Nazi? To her, it is any combination of these things. In a follow-up post, Lily then agrees that asking people to define Nazi in turn makes them a Nazi. Lily was being more erratic. On Tumblr, a user asked to see her breasts. Lily then complied and posted a link to them. And then in February, she decided to attack Josh Scorcher again, stating that posting what is possibly Stockholm means that he was spreading a CP. Continuing her hypocritical, erratic nature, she was asking for bronies to die for sexualizing ponies.
I give up, I want to see. Everybody, say goodbye to Luli Cack. Strong soldier. Held on for as long as he could, but eventually had to give it up. Everyone say goodbye to Lully, however you say that. You're a strong soldier, but we all must suffer, and the suffering shall continue on.
Even though she's extremely guilty of such a thing. She then tweeted that bronies will never breed. Lily then made a claim that Lizzie sexually assaulted her in the worst way possible. Lizzie responded, quote, who cares, honestly. Everyone outside her little corner of the internet knows this is all lies. Just the anger of an ex on a relentless smear campaign, unquote. As for Lily, her mental state was not getting any better.
Fuck, I turned the light off again. Jesus! Why am I like this?
How do you do it?
What?
How do you keep turning it off?
Because I go to pull something out of my fucking eye, and it just for some reason I just turn the fucking light off.
Oh.
Ugh, I'm so goddamn sick and tired of being me. I hate that. I hate that I can just be so absent-minded like that.
Oh, really? I think we all got it.
Alright, you know what? No more camera.
Okay.
I've had absolutely enough. Enough of having a fidget and fuss with everything. And everyone's seeing how bad of a fidgeter I am.
That was from an April 2021 Minecraft stream. Though her reactions can be perceived in any way, this other stream titled Kingdom Hearts and Depression.
I mean, listen, everybody's a perfectionist at some point or another. No one really ever is mad at a perfectionist for a moment where their perfectionism is uniquely challenged in front of everybody.
It leaves little interpretation. In this stream, she also talks about her inheriting a Native American gene and her mother being displeased that she was not as tan as she could be.
I mean, like, well, my mother, I don't know why, like, I know why it's a sensitive issue for my mother, because my mother is Native and I'm the only one of her children who actually inherited the Native genes. And so she's got a real bug up her ass about the fact that, you know, because of the situation I work in, I don't get a lot of sun, because I live in an in-ground apartment.
You could just fucking walk outside. You could walk outside And that could be the end of that right there.
Lily was streaming more and more, and flashing more and more.
Lily in the flesh. I've been on camera a few times. I used to be on camera on streams a lot. I haven't done it in a long time. The last time I was on camera on stream, that stream got taken down because I flashed my boobs too many times.
Oh no.
If you're lucky, maybe you'll get to see my boobs.
Oh no.
This video was likely not taken down by YouTube, but rather Lily to avoid YouTube taking it down. This is because nudity for sexual gratification is against YouTube's rules, and if the video was up long enough and gave the YouTube team long enough to look into it, Lily would be punished. This is a common way to abuse live streaming on YouTube, where smaller creators can delete evidence of their wrongdoing to circumvent their rule breaking. Lily was clearly looking for sexual gratification, and in further streams was looking—
I ain't even gonna lie to you, I look more native. You know what? Never mind.
For even more than that.
Well, I'm in Halifax. Halifax, Nova Scotia. That's the area I live.
Hey, what the fuck? I didn't want to know that. I don't want to know where you live. Hey, watch that.
I'm not going to be more specific. I mean, if you want to meet up, then drop me a line somewhere. If you're local, or in the area and you want to meet up, just drop me a line.
Lily was still in a relationship with Michaela. As seen per this tweet, she was going to visit Lily, but it appears they have an open relationship and are soon to be married.
Me and Michaela are getting married in 2 days, everyone.
Congratulations.
What's gonna look so fabulous on your wedding day? It's not that kind of wedding, but okay.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a simple thing.
Yep.
It's less about the wedding and more than about us just being married.
As Lily became closer with Michaela, her relationships with virtually everyone else soured. At the start of 2022, she claims a stalker took photos of a residence, and after an altercation, the stalker was arrested, and Lily goes on to say, quote, "This is now the third time someone has taken this stalking and abuse offline."
This is sad cringe. It's a lot. It's a lot.
The last two being when I was stabbed in September of 2018 and redacted in October of 2018. Unquote. In the past, Lily was asked to show the scar that resulted from the stabbing, but has refused to do so. As for the most recent stalker, Lily was openly talking about them on stream.
What happened? One of my stalkers came to my building, my apartment building, took a photo of it, sent it to me through email, and said, "Is this you?" That freaked me out, but they were actually still outside when they did that, so that led to a whole thing. I went out to confront them, and that devolved into a fight. I won the fight. Got a concussion in the process, but I won the fight. Guy was taken to the hospital. Kind of bloodied him a bit.
And again, I must ask the question, why the fuck is Pokemon on the screen? Can I, for a moment, reclaim my shit?
But he's being arrested, and I'm pressing charges for criminal harassment.
There was a Lily Orchard gossip blog, believed to be run by Lily's ex-friend Cypher, refuting that this event happened. Then on stream, while playing Quiplash,
I feel like I'm on Chris's stream. I feel drastically insulted by that. How dare you!
Was posed as one of the answers to a prompt.
Reading Stockholm. How do you read a city? Oh, I would love to get a hold of the city plans for that city. They'd probably be terrible.
Tara Callie was also brought up, though Lily was more direct with that one.
Yeah, that idea was positioned by a friend that I don't talk to anymore because she had to go to federal prison. I have way too many hard drives. Okay,
she went to federal prison because she was Toon Critic before Toon Critic happened. That's why. And you want to know? And you want to know the one silver lining there? I'm the one who got her sent to prison.
Her past was again coming back with a furious force. From Stockholm to Tara Callie, even now Brent was once more pushing these screenshots. Lily was also banned on Twitter for allegedly telling someone to choke. The banning is something Lizzie celebrated. Lily, rather than just continue to label these people as just her opposition, started to refer to them as stalkers.
People like that suck. Oh, there is one former friend, Brittany Johnson, who has been stalking me for 8 years and just cannot fucking move on with her goddamn life.
Wait, is this that video? The fucking I've been harassed and lied about? Oh.
Hate stalking is a form of parasocial relationship. It's a form of obsession.
The same stream, Lily wasn't just tired of her opposition, she was also tired of her audience.
Okay, there's an awful lot more brainless spam in the chat than usual. Alright, so here's how we're gonna do this. Y'all are gonna learn to cool down, chill out, and basically, every time you act like a hyperactive child, I'm gonna give a little spritz of air into the mic like this. Okay? We good?
Lily would go on to spray what was presumably aerosol on the microphone at random, but this didn't have its intended effect.
Of course it wouldn't, because all the motherfucker got to do is, if they got headphones on like me, move and turn the volume down. That's all I would have to do.
Setting the chat to subscribers only. And we're going to set it to slow mode. Basically, guys, don't spam. If you don't have anything to say, don't say anything. But when you spam the chat with every single stupid question on your mind that you could easily find out just by looking around, you make it so that I have to take time away from working on the video to ban your spammy ass. This is why I stopped streaming for a while, because y'all just can't fucking handle yourselves. You're fucking grown-ass men and women, and you still need someone to hold your hand when you cross the street.
Wasn't this a grown. Holy shit, you're still. Why do you always fucking say that? You were one of the dipshits who were there when I was streaming for 9 hours playing The Walking Dead. You know that I do this. I just choose not to unless I want to.
Pack of idiots, a fucking square. I think the whole point of it is that it was basically a bunch of stalkers and a chat raid designed to rile me up and piss me off.
Now, even her viewers were her stalkers. What pushed Lily was not any of this. It was a discovery.
I ended up coming across that account was one day I decided to just Google the Alcorative username just to see what would come up. And I came across a link to a comment that she had left on an image. And I went to it and I couldn't see the image because it was blacklisted. I didn't even know that website had blacklisted content, so I went to see what would cause an image to be blacklisted. And it's the kind of stuff that you would expect. Anything with children, animals, that kind of thing. And the comment she had left was on an image of the character Kid Icarus in a very compromising situation with an adult woman. And she was responding to someone else, and she was like, well, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't he 30-something in the game? So basically pulling the, 1,000-year-old lolly argument, basically.
This was the Alcorative E621 account, discovered by Brit. It can now be found archived on Archive Today. Alcorative, as a reminder, is Tara Callie's username, one that she used to write a story between a mature pony and her child. But according to Lily, Tara Callie is in prison. But perhaps someone usurped that username. It's only more suspicious because this Alcorative E621 account has an image of Gardevoir pleasuring a trainer as her profile.
Can we get 10 minutes without hearing a Pokemon?
And as per her likes, and this very expansive website are very attuned to what Lily is known to like. Additionally, this account has a total of 4,339 favorited images. Being that this account was created on March 22, 2017, that means that up until it was archived on April 26, 2022, on average, this account favorited a little over 2 images daily on a website that is virtually only used to peruse sexual material. It was likely this that broke the camel's back, and why Lily uploaded her video discussing her opposition by labeling them as stalkers.
I'm going to be talking about a few of my stalkers, and when I say that, I need to establish a firm disconnect between
Wait.
It was like
was this the video
that broke the camel's back?
No, it wasn't. Okay, this was 2 years ago.
And why Lily uploaded her video discussing her opposition by labeling them as stalkers.
I'm going to be talking about a few of my stalkers, and when I say that, I need to establish a firm disconnect between stalker and everyone else who has ever had a bad take about me. Between Twitter and Tumblr, there's the occasional weirdo who will have a dumb opinion about me or my work, or a YouTuber who makes one video about me and then fucks off forever, and I'm not going to be discussing them in this video. Nor am I going to be discussing people who have had legitimate reasons to be and remain angry with me in the past. We're talking about the recent group of them today, who, for the sake of not drawing attention to them, we will call Karen, Carol, Katie, Ellie, Skylar, and Val.
While Lily keeps them anonymous to an extent, by how she describes them, one can perceive who most of these figures represent. From left to right, starting at the top row, these are Brit, Poppy, Blake's girlfriend, Lizzie, Patchwork, and Cypher.
Karen, it was the fact that I ended a friendship with her because of her being an aggressive fair-weather friend, and in retaliation, she has spent 8 years accusing me of everything from secretly being another person entirely, faking being trans to get in her pants, despite the fact that our friendship ended shortly after I came out to her, and I had already been in her pants years prior, and inventing quote-unquote embarrassing stories to share with the older stalkers like FNGR and Vita.
Lily claims Brit accused Lily of being Tara Callie, ignoring all of Tara Callie's highly unconvincing story or even attributes like being a 6'3" woman that has the exact same fetishes and writing style that Lily has, and that largely used her presence to convince her victims to flirt with Lily. Lily also, as the text stated, believes that Brit is possibly a TERF, but presents this without any evidence. Lily then closes Brit's section, stating that she got in her pants anyway. She then calls Poppy a right-wing grifter for defending a different creator and criticizes her of psychoanalyzing her. She claims Blake's girlfriend continued to dead name her and passed around stories of Lily being a predator.
Oh fuck, I just realized there's no keeping this one's identity secret. Anyway, Ellie is my abusive ex, who has jumped at the chance for attention and clout to claim I was the abuser in our relationship as retaliation for talking about the way she abused me, taking instances where I expressed frustration or annoyance with her flakiness to claim that I was the real abuser. The technical term for this is reactive abuse, where your abuser provokes a reaction from you to then claim you are the real abuser, kind of like what Amber Heard did to Johnny Depp.
That was Lizzie. What Lily failed to bring up was how she would cheat on Lizzie by flirting with Tumblr users, or how she disregarded her breaking down on camera when drawing the nudes that Lily requested, or how Lily continued to show her lewd art on stream to get back at Lizzie. Next, Lily covers Patchwork, making claims that are difficult to verify as Patchwork hasn't left much of a footprint. Though Lily does fail to bring up how she coerced Patchwork into drawing several images of a dog performing a certain action with her character, even though it was clearly against Patchwork's rules. This also plays into Lily being Tara Callie, and sharing the exact same fetish done in the exact same way. The last person Lily covers is Cypher, who runs a gossip blog on Tumblr, and this is not yet 1/3 of the way into the video, as Lily attempts to lessen the reasons why people hate her.
The inciting incident is usually the Steven Universe video, the videos talking shit about Catchador and Raylo, the videos talking positively about Family Guy and the Big Bang Theory, or an old shitpost thread where I gave comically bad writing advice like all sex scenes need a harmonica solo, and if at first you don't succeed, give up and do something else.
Lily is now stating that her 100 writing tips thread is a quote-unquote shitpost thread, meaning she finds this advice to be absurd. This means that her point 11, don't pair adults with minors, that's pedophilia, is absurd, and that point...
So were you serious about it when you made it and then had to fucking delete it because you got shat on by 90% of people, some of them being professional writers, you being shitty YouTuber, trying to think that your shitty film critique is somehow justifiable? Or you saying don't pair adults with minors is a shitpost, and you don't mean that at all. So you think that they should be. I want to go home. I want to crawl in a ball and die.
Point 12, don't sexualize teenage characters is also absurd. As for Stockholm and the more serious claims, Lily skirts these.
Now, here's the thing. I'm not here to address every single claim they have ever made. There are too many, and they often contradict each other. Like, I'm simultaneously an anti-sex Puritan, but also an aggressive pervert who definitely has secret accounts on poor sites that they can't actually link to me.
Side note, throughout the entirety of research for this video, never has a claim been found that Lily is an anti-sex Puritan.
They've been doing this shit for 12 years. It has never made an actual negative impact on my career. Even Josh trying to slander me with a larger platform than me resulted in a 2,000 subscriber loss, which at the time equated to 5% of my total audience. And there has never been a dent like that made since. So it's clear why they want me so badly to take it seriously, because taking their outlandish accusations and addressing them seriously is a validation they don't otherwise have.
This video is very wrong. Lily states that these people, like Lizzie or Britt, are stalkers, when Lizzie has made it clear that she is so exhausted with Lily that she began blocking people updating her about Lily. Britt even tried to extend an olive branch and leave all this behind, but it was Lily that said she was not done and did not want to mend things. And then Lily brings up Josh Scorcher again, who was so uncomfortable with Lily that he sent her a cease and desist, which she disregarded and continues to bring him up 6 years after their fallout. The last section of the video is her tying herself to lolcows.
You heard of Christine Chandler, also known as Chris Chandler.
Why? Why tie yourself to this? Please, I'm not stretching. Oh, fuck it, I'll stretch. It's been 3 hours. What the fuck? What happened? This is a little bit more, we were a little bit more joyful at the beginning of this. What happened?
Chan by the internet. She's considered to be the single cringiest person on the planet by people who don't know how cringeworthy billionaires can be.
Cringe billionaire motherfucker who fucked their mom. Cringe billionaire trans guy who pretends to be trans to get with women and fucked his mom. Cringe billionaire guy who fucked his mom has an infatuation with a fucking Sonic character to the point where they have a fucking medallion. Cringe billionaire who is joked about by being 2% black. Or a transgender who fucked their mom, who I believe had dementia. Pig! Oh my God, delicious! Fuck, what a delicious pick!
It's what the internet calls a lolcow, someone who can be milked for laughs and content farmed forever. These people are usually neurodivergent in some way, and in recent years, trans people have been the target of stalking, and even people who are neither just for shits and giggles.
Lily's video has no backbone. It has no evidence, only ranting which can be effective to those unaware of her expansive controversies. A comment left under Lily's video emphasizes what is wrong with it. Quote, why not show clips or text of said abuse? You can black out names and whatnot. Unquote. Lily responds by stating, quote, it's not the point of the video. Unquote. With Lily's video misrepresenting the people she wronged, there were some responses from those involved, like Patchwork.
A lot of it was her openly complaining about being dissatisfied sexually with Lizzie. I had no idea why she was telling me this, of all people. And anytime I brought up, well, maybe negotiate and establish safe words like Lizzie wants, or even just suggesting Lily talk to her, she'd say that Lizzie would have a breakdown anytime Lily tried to criticize her. She would also remark that the not safe for work fan art she got was never extreme enough, or that all that was capable of making her feel better when she was dysphoric was smut.
Patchwork in this now deleted video shows the censored versions of the dog with Lily's character alongside other gruesome artwork Lily commissioned. These pieces are so vile that even in their censored versions, they cannot be shown. These still pale in comparison to the graphic descriptions that can be found in Stockholm, a work that was more well known in the year 2023 than it possibly ever was. This is because of a re-upload of a video attributed to Sea Princess Opal, who claims to have read the entirety of the work. The first 25 minutes or so of this hour and 9 minute long video are dedicated to proving that Lily did write Stockholm. The rest goes into a summary of the series, which in turn is a summary of her own summary that can be found on the Wayback Machine. This summary is 101 pages long, and though sizable, it does well in cutting down what Stockholm was by summarizing the copious, descriptive sex scenes with lines such as, quote, and then they had sex, unquote. This also goes to show just how inflated Stockholm is with these sex scenes. This summary, and Stockholm in general, was making a comeback, because all of Lily's controversial past was still making its comeback, especially the ties between Stockholm and Lily's younger sister by a year, Courtney
I'm about
Pete.
to quit this fucking game because this fucking fag is sitting here in this blitz and it's just bothering the fuck out of me.
About what she tried to do to me as a kid. This is the reference to Stockholm. Just don't read.
Like it just aggravated the fuck out of me. This motherfucker is staying in this blitz formation.
Her blog, she's hurt enough people.
This was Courtney Pete in July.
I'm so fucking done, bro.
July 2023, reaching out to creators Poppy and Xena. Though this isn't just them interviewing Courtney through text.
Okay, so we're just giving an alleged assault victim a platform to talk about what happened to them. You should be fully for this, Lily.
It's true. I witnessed the abuse she went through as well. But you had asked me. You had asked me.
Courtney opens by talking about how Lily embraces a Native American culture that is not of their family, then goes on to discuss her allegations against her brother Cameron, who suspects also abused Lily in the same way, and then goes into what she believes Lily went through.
She would take off from school property, lose her mind when people brought her back, and that's when her parents started bringing her to the doctors. And honestly, doing a lot of thinking on it, I think she really was being touched by a teacher and just did not have the words to say. Like, I used to tell my mother I didn't like playing house with Cameron, and because what she didn't know is what I was trying to convey. I don't like having sex with Cameron.
Excerpts from the Dash family of Stockholm. Quote, who was your first girlfriend anyway? Twilight asked. Huh? Oh, one of these substitutes at my old school. Essentia shrugged. I don't really remember her name. Started with a ch, that's all I remember. Wait, what? Twilight blinked with surprise. A substitute teacher? Essentia nodded. I was 14, she was filling in for the senior calculus teacher. You dated a grown woman at 14? Unquote. A fair portion of this interview is about how terribly Lily was treated as a child, like how her parents introduced a platform of no self-worth.
He would say, oh, because we actually care about you, Courtney. And he would say this in front of Lily and not
Jesus
in front of
Christ.
Yeah. And he would say this in front of her too. Like, she would be around, she wouldn't be around, she'd be listening, she wouldn't be listening. And it's just like, oh, that's because we actually care about you, Courtney. Flips the cup up and dumps it all over her.
I believe we were truly ruining the last Brick Lady stream. Yeah. But we still managed to live through the day.
Holy shit.
Just out of nowhere. And like, my father comes in as the aftermath of this is happening, and Lily's screaming in pain because she's got boiling water all over her, and I'm trying to punch Cameron because like I watched him do this, and my father's response is just, everybody shut up and leave each other alone. Literally didn't matter that his child was burnt and the other one did it.
Oh my fucking god.
A shared point between Lily and Courtney's stories are how terrible their parents are. They are described as negligent, demeaning, ineffective at all they do. The point that things split are with the allegations against Cameron and with each other.
In a trailer home. Slept right through it, whole fucking night. I would sleep through a fire alarm going on outside my open bedroom door. Like, I slept through everything. So if she was molesting me in my sleep, I was 100% sleeping through it because I slept like a dead child.
Jesus Christ.
So I never actually caught her in the act at that point and look up to see her, Lily's face, sticking through my slowly opening door. She would make eye contact with me. I wouldn't even say anything. She would just go, oh, you're awake, and then leave.
What the fuck am I listening to?
Like, excuse me? You were expecting me to be asleep? What the actual fuck were you going to do? And I had surprised her.
Courtney also goes into the various psychiatrist visits Lily had, and that their parents were instructed to not leave Lily with Courtney, but this went ignored.
This child removed, or me removed. Like, just, she's not safe with this child. Okay. Peace, have a good one. Hope it works out. Like, what?
No, it's true, it's fucked. I don't know either.
Excerpts from the Dash family of Stockholm. Quote, a creeper? What do you mean? You spy on her? Rainbow asked. Sweetie Belle nodded. When she's changing or taking a shower or trying to be alone, even when I started crushing on you, I was spying on my sister. And sometimes I'd steal her underwear.
I'm never gonna get back who I was before this. I went into this with the mindset of, all right, I'm going to learn about Lily Orchard and the various friends she's disregarded, treated bad. This was the lowest bar I could have thought about in terms of this. Like,
Unquote. Excerpt from Stockholm Actual. Quote, Fluttershy giggled, I see what you mean. I'm an only child, but it certainly is something interesting to think about. Oh, but if we were sisters, I think we might have done this a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
Rainbow blushed. Oh, really? How do you figure? If we were close, since we were kids, as friends, I can only imagine we'd be closer if we lived under the same roof together.
I don't want to know about the rest of this. I don't want to know about... I could turn it off right now. I could. But it's like a car crash. And we're only 21 minutes left.
Fluttershy nuzzled her neck, playing doctor, taking baths together, growing up together, learning about our bodies.
Taking baths, yeah.
Unquote. Different excerpt from Stockholm Act.
What the hell are you learning today? I don't know.
Actual. Quote, Rainbow sighed, all right, she said nervously, getting up and moving to her dresser. Opening the drawer, she found Sweetie Belle's underwear, where she left them, folded underneath her socks. Taking them in hand, she felt the soft material between her fingers, shuddering as she imagined
oh no,
where they'd been before coming into her possession. She stepped back and fell onto her bed. Unquote. There is the possibility that Courtney expressing that Lily has an obsession with her underwear could have read these pertinent sections of Stockholm to craft these allegations. But it is also important to note that this was in Stockholm, and that Lily wrote it and several other similar scenes to be sexually gratifying. Still typically around the age of 14 and involving a sister.
And then Courtney, when she started talking about it, I believe Courtney was around 14 when she put the lock on her door. So there's like a really dark, weird potential connection there. Oh, Lily.
Courtney goes on to how Lily was as a child.
Well, she ended up assaulting school staff. The cops were called.
She ended up assaulting the school staff. Why is that the tamest fucking thing about this whole video? Oh yeah, she assaulted school staff.
They basically took her into custody, and she threatened to slit, in regards to me, my mother, and my father, she threatened to slit all of our throats in her.
Who does? It's so impractical. Hey, we got a $23 Sky Pack. Come holler.
What a time to join this stream. Terrible. What a decision you made.
In police custody.
Sure, you sure she doesn't have BPD, like, but not treated? Fuck.
So they go and
Do not listen. I am probably the worst person to seek advice from, but when somebody is telling you about someone threatening to slit throats, and potentially, based on the wording of that excerpt, jerking off to people's underwear, you should not be trying to crack jokes. Jokes are timed and tactful. That just made me uncomfortable.
Searched the house, and they searched Lily's room, and what did you know? They find 2 big meat cleavers and a large carving knife in the holes in her wall that my parents didn't even know were missing. Right after she threatened to slit our throats. Now, my room shared a wall with Lily's.
This was hardly the last time the police were involved.
She carved a knife in shop class out of wood and then threatened a pregnant teacher with it. And then when that didn't get her what she wanted, she tried to push this pregnant teacher down a flight of stairs.
Again, how is this the most tame?
So then the cops were obviously called, and they took her into custody, and they came and they questioned me because she was saying some worrying shit. And they basically asked me if she had been showing any worrying behaviors. So I directed them into her room, into the same holes in her wall where she had the knives, where she had her manifesto that she had shown me when she told me about her plan to shoot up Lockview High School. That's why she got expelled from Lockview High School and had to start going to Sackville High School.
Jesus Christ.
Lily has admitted to being, quote, suspended 63 times in 3 years, unquote. Though this number is likely an exaggeration, her being suspended at all is a possibility. All of this, from the violence to the voyeurism, is exactly what Tara was talking to Britt about in 2013.
I won't lie, trying to push a pregnant woman down some stairs, yeah, it's pretty bad.
Here, Tara tells Britt that Lily sleeps shirtless with her hair down, and that Britt, quote, would cream yourself if you got a good look at her, unquote. And that, quote, she won't let me do anything with her anymore, so I spy on her when she sleeps, unquote. And then here, Tara states that Lily told her if she were to end herself, that she jokingly said she would take down as many people with her as she could. As for Courtney, she continued to talk about Lily on her Tumblr that went as please tie my shoe. Lily, becoming aware of this, stated that she is giving everything to her lawyer just in case. Courtney, undeterred, continued to post about Lily, sharing an image of RVI where Lily states that, quote, having a hot sister is like having $19 in your bank account.
Hello? Like, what a comparison. What a correlation, mind you. Yeah, I got this hot sister. It's like having $19 in my fucking bank account.
Quote, or the time Lily destroyed her room by punching holes in the wall or burning the carpet and the ceiling. The repairers took $10,000. But that was only done when Lily was sent to the hospital and was gone for a year and a half, meaning that Lily had to have been living in her increasingly destroyed room. And then Courtney made the announcement that she also plans on taking legal action against Lily, Cameron, and their parents. In several posts, Courtney goes into graphic detail of her accusations against Lily, and how Lily convinced her to do things. These go into Lily stealing Courtney's underwear, Lily observing Courtney having sleepovers in Lily's room and playing quote-unquote games. Courtney then, in September 2023, made a second appearance on Zena and Poppy's channel before having a falling out with them. What happened was bizarre. It begins with Poppy and Courtney flirting off-stream. Poppy sends Courtney furry porn, as it seems to be a mutual kink, but what was sent was incest furry porn that initially perturbed Courtney, but she continued to flirt with Poppy, eventually sending her a nude photo of herself. Poppy writing out a timeline of events, and the timeline mentions that she was sent a nude by Courtney. Courtney becomes furious at the fact that the information of her sending a nude was shared. Quote, in the interim, the two of them have been making wild claims about me threatening to dox them or dead naming Poppy. What I did was threaten to come beat her ass if she didn't stop telling people she had nudes of me. Something she refused to stop doing, and in fact defending her quote-unquote right to tell over 100 people that I sent her a nude once, unquote. This is what Courtney told Poppy. Quote, you better fucking delete every single thing I ever sent you, or I will fucking come after you, I swear to God. Tread fucking carefully. I have your docs info, unquote. Poppy then clarifies that the nude itself...
See, this is why I hate online people. You go to somebody to give information about one motherfucker just for them to be the same type of motherfucker. What? Live naturally, normally, please.
Was not shared.
Can we... What? I miss when we made fun of women saying that no one helped them when they were hit by a potential object that was claimed to be a brick.
And perceives this as Courtney threatening to dox her. But Courtney states that this was a threat to confine them and beat them up, rather than as a threat to release their personal information, though she does contend that stating it that way was intended more so as a latter threat of doxing. But in this community, especially within Lily's opposition, this is not an isolated incident. Stepping into 2024, not only did relationships sour with Courtney and Poppy, but also a fair amount of Lily's opposition was turning against each other. On February 15th, 2024, creator Evangelina Skov released a 37-minute video on Lily, going over things like her Steven Universe video or Lily's obsession with Josh Scorcher. Evangelina Skov is a channel that rapidly releases content. While her video is accurate, it has been proven that Scop was reliant on screenshots for her claims rather than unmodifiable archive sources. For example, a proper archive source would be through a service that works in archiving web pages and saving URLs. And so one can verify through this unbiased medium that the information is accurate to the time the web page was saved. So with Scop reliant on screenshots shared through things like Reddit or other forums, runs the risk of basing her research off a screenshot that is entirely fabricated or just modified in a small but deceitful way. But the possibility of running across such fakeries that are convincing is small, and depending on the video and who provides the screenshot, this doesn't run a large risk and can make research easier. But in Scop's case, though the screenshots are accurate, they, through the unique color coding and zoom, can be sourced to Essence of Thought's video, an infamous creator that goes by Ethel. This creator has several videos on Lily Orchard. These videos, as often recounted by the creators that dislike Ethel, are very slow, not entertaining, assume the intent of the subject to a dangerous degree, and have a large ego attached to them. With Scop's video performing somewhat well and outperforming some of Ethel's own videos, Ethel, seeing that some of these screenshots she dug up were in Scop's video, emailed Scop stating that the screenshots Scop's used were identical to her unique color coding of them, and then goes on to
Yes, we're all trying to take down an abuser, but hey, make sure my video is the more important.
Plagiarism. Ethel continues by stating that there wouldn't have been a problem if she just cited her in some way. But because Scop did not do so, Ethel is demanding 30% of what the video earned.
And out of spit. If I ever make a video where, on the whole, I'm taking information or screenshots, because we all have copyright over those, and I use somebody else's shit, and they come to me saying they want 30%, I'm spitting into the air, and I am letting it hit the ground, and I am going to say, lick it up, and that's your payment. Very aggressively.
Which includes AdSense, the Patreon earnings of the month it was released, and even earnings from the sponsor.
It's not even 30%. That's beyond 30%. That's not how collecting finances works. No. That's not how collecting finances works. Nor will that ever be how collecting finances works, you uninformed neurodivergent child.
Insert in the video. Additionally, Ethel is demanding a correction/apology on social media, as well as an explanation of the issue in her description. Scop, not wanting to pay Ethel in what can be perceived as extortion, did update her description to expand on the sources she used, citing Lily's gossip blog as a source for the screenshots.
Good.
Meaning the likely happening was that a person screenshotted Ethel's original videos. Someone shared it to the gossip blog, or they found it themselves, and Scop used the screenshots from the gossip blog. Through this, Scop would have no interaction with Ethel's video, but to appease her, she later added Ethel as a source. With the initial update of her description not including Ethel noticing emailed Scop stating that she can prove plagiarism with a clever application of quote-unquote data triangulation, and that Ethel is giving her one last chance before going public with everything. And on March 2nd,
yes, I'm going public, that this motherfucker took a screenshot from me.
2024, she did go public and released her video that breaks down how these screenshots were sourced from her, alongside encouraging Scop's audience to unsubscribe from Scop's Patreon.
So, if you're a fan of hers, especially if you're someone who donates to her Patreon, are you going to prove her right? Or are you going to have some damn self-respect?
Ethel, at the end of the video, also ties what she believes to be plagiarism as affecting her foot, teeth, and more.
But the fact remains, at the time Vangelina Scout plagiarized me, I was getting ready to have surgery.
Say it with me, class. So? Oh my God, dot! Touchdown!
She added to said stress. It's...
So? So? Who gives a fuck? Oh, you did this while I was getting surgery. Oh, you made my surgery so much worse. Oh, the pain of you taking my content. It's just not even something hard to do because I screenshotted it. Ooh.
Safe to look back now. All of this has been a problem for my work since all of my various appointments, first for my teeth, then for my foot, have been in the middle of the day. I'm here and I'm ready to be heard.
Is this not for the... I got a dip, but you're welcome for the Pokemon out. Fuck you. Everyone say fuck you, Jada. It's Jada's fault. Jada started this. Everyone, I demand, if you are able to type in my live stream chat, just mighty fine. Fuck you, Jada. Matter of fact, don't even be that mean about it. Don't be that mean. Just say, Jada, you ruined my childhood. I'll accept that. Jada, you ruined my childhood. That's acceptable.
Drawing inspiration from Tay Pratchett's Going Postal for a second, Scow, if you're watching this, I'd like you to hear what I have to say to you personally. You may not have thought
British people.
but in 100 small ways, you have snatched the bread from my starving mouth.
Ethel's video was not received well. However, Skav's response was.
But while, or after they had sent the first email to me saying,
Look at Kakashi. Fuck you.
pay me 30% of your income, they tweeted and sent an email to the sponsor of that video to try and, what it looks like, to harm my income. So my fears were confirmed, at least in my opinion, that this was somebody who was maliciously trying to attack me. I wouldn't have used Essence of Thought as research for my video because I don't trust them as a source of information, given what I know about them and how I've seen how she goes after people and how she twists things and how she lies about things from my understanding.
A big talking point of this was the perceived extortion. But Ethel, in a follow-up video to Skav's response, states,
Except, as anyone who watched our video or actually read the emails for themselves would know, Sko's plagiarism was always coming to light, regardless of whether they paid the compensation we felt.
I'm gonna go back to drawing. You know what? You know what? I'll tell you what you could go draw. Go draw Shrek.
We were owed.
This is Ethel essentially stating that her statements were not threats, they were a promise. Whatever the case, Ethel's hyper-academia-based approach to all this was both a misunderstanding of the YouTube environment she stands in, and another example of how combative those attempting to bring Lily to light could be. Even Courtney made a video on Ethel, which Ethel reciprocated with a video on Courtney. And on May 16th, 2024, creator I Love Impossible a Lot made her own video against Lily.
The fuck type of name is that? What the fuck? Why? Because you usually bitch about how I don't know what to draw. I don't know what to draw. I don't know. Well, my bad. I gave your ass something to fucking draw. You know what? That's why I don't help people. That right there is why I don't help people. Just like that, straight like that, no ifs, ands, or ass cheeks about it. That's why I don't help people.
This was of particular note because she, up until recently, was a friend at Lily's. Besides interviewing Courtney and Britt and introducing another accusation against Lily, she also has audio from a call of her confronting Lily. In this,
I know what to draw. Oh, finally you know what the fuck to draw. Saints be praised.
Paul Stockholm is brought.
Why? I'm openly being mean to one of my mods. I think this is the only mod I have.
Up. Where Lily claims his story was about her killing pedophiles.
Right. Well, from my understanding, the context or Scootaloo and some of the other CMC have like relations with the with Rainbow Dash and stuff.
Oh my God! Touchdown!
Nope. I generally just don't talk. I just generally don't talk about it because, you know, it's one of the most. It's one of the more persistent pieces of fiction that pass around about me because nothing passes the rounds more than trans girl predator.
Right.
And just
okay.
I just don't talk about it. I don't acknowledge it. I don't give it attention. That's pretty much all it's been.
So, as a favor to you, if I reached out to Courtney and got her to apologize for the trans.
No. I do not want you to reach out to Courtney at all.
Okay. Well, let me.
I wonder why you don't want her to reach out to Courtney. You sick fuck.
Let me put it this way: I don't feel comfortable with any of this, Lily. I don't feel comfortable with these allegations against you. I just don't.
Oh dear Lord, a sane human being. We finally got one.
So.
All right. Goodbye.
Okay. Bye.
Lily, as a direct response to Ethel's many videos on her and I Love Impossible a Lot's recent video, she released her own video titled "I've Been."
There it is! There it is! It's the video! It's the video. It's the video.
Harassed and lied about for 12 years.
This video isn't going to cover everything. It mostly covers the accusations of me being a groomer, the accusations my sister has made, and someone's weird tangent about my heritage. If you're here asking about Madhouse or Iris and Kira or Scars or whatever other project you found in my back dumpster, you're gonna have to wait until another time. This is the important shit.
So nothing. So never. We're not gonna know about that ever. Never, ever.
And Lily would not be covering Stockholm. The first 10 minutes or so in this hour-long video goes over her heritage, to then wanting to step away from her drama.
People have been tricked into being a part of this harassment mob. Outside of Brittany, Patch, Courtney, KP, and Ethel, if most of these people backed away and stopped talking about me, everything would be forgiven. I don't want an apology or a public retraction. I just want to be left alone.
Lily then addresses I Love Impossible a Lot and the additional accusation found in her video, then moves on to Britt and immediately opens her section with lies.
When Brittany makes all these claims, she proceeds to say that the chats are lost. How convenient. You're gonna see a lot of that, by the way, except not really, because she actually does show chat logs, allegedly of me and her, with the ends of our surnames to identify us, using it as proof of me prompting unwanted physical roleplay.
The reason these screenshots are cut off is due to how I Love Impossible a Lot's video was edited in that she zoomed in. The originals have Lily and Britt's full name.
But what's even better here, is that her screenshot shows her initiating it. She accuses me of prompting an unwanted snuggle, and then the screenshot is of her prompting the snuggle. I have to laugh because if I don't laugh, I'll cry. Especially with this next one because it actually visibly made me angry. Brittany brings up a claim about a sock puppet account and accuses me of using it for coercion. The chat logs of this account are shown multiple times, but they have no name, no profile picture,
and no timestamp. This is my first time seeing her proof, and it's fucking nothing. I don't even know what program this uses. It's literally nothing. And this is what's being used as proof that I'm some super predator?
Yes.
Are you fucking kidding me? This is the most amateur hour shit show of a fucking interview I've ever seen.
Lily's position here is that Britt lied about everything, especially Tara Callie, and claims the chat logs are fakeries. The proper way to disprove this would be to prove that Tara Callie exists. After all, she was a former director of Lily's work. Lily was the only person that has ever seen her, because even if these chat logs are falsified, Lily is supposed to not know how Tara didn't just convince Britt to flirt with Lily, but also Blake and allegedly Nintendo Gal 55. What's more, Lily closes the section by stating that she won't be talking about Patchwork and shows the least lewd art she commissioned. There are a significant amount of holes in this video already. The next 17 minutes are dedicated to Ethel and a minor that allegedly watched one of Lily's streams where she flashed her breasts.
So Glade, if you're watching this, I have no idea why you would be. I should have just straight up told you why it was 18 plus and saved us all the trouble, and I'm sorry. So while this incident is a pretty cut and dry instance of me dropping the ball as a server admin, Ethel decided to run with it.
After a lengthy section discussing Ethel, her methods, and playing with the possibility of suing her, Lily then moves on to Courtney.
He said, she said that we're going to get. Neither of us have evidence for our claims, and the most I have is Courtney contradicting herself. So moving on to the big one, Courtney Pete.
Lily, besides denying Courtney's claims entirely, states that it was Courtney that was predator and blackmailed Lily because Courtney was perceived as the favorite. As for the contradictions in Courtney's story, there are none that Lily presented. Lily makes it a point to state that the ages in Courtney's claims don't make sense for what she is being accused of, and that their parents, if Courtney was truly the favorite, would have believed Courtney right away. This is not a contradiction, it is just a complexity of who they are.
Oh my god, what a dot! What a monumental dot! Touchdown!
Yet, because of the nature of these claims from both sides, and that they would have taken place around 20 years ago,
Imagine it's 9 o'clock at night, and you're watching a 25-year-old African-American watch a video about a guy talking about a guy who has a history that is not of the guys while he plays NCAA 25 and randomly screams touchdown while a character is hitting the fucking gritty.
There is no definitive evidence besides accusations. What there is a rest of Lily's extensive history that is progressively getting more and more interest, not for her accolades or through her own entertainment, but to know what Lily Orchard has done. Better understood are things like Lily writing Stockholm and Doomsday Ascending, to her obsession with Gardevoir and Josh Scorcher, or her attacks on Lizzie. Lesser known are things like the artwork she commissioned for Patchwork, which ties things back to Lily creating Tara Callie and using Tara Callie to manipulate others, which then extends to Al Cordiv, who wrote A Mother's Love, A Daughter's Passion. And Al Cordiv is also the name of that E621 account that has the exact same interests Lily would have. And then it goes into the least known.
She is fully irredeemable at this point in my eyes, and there's a very specific reason for that. It's actually the other sets of pornographic accounts I was telling you about the other day. No, these aren't the dark web ones, but they might as well be. So, after the E621 account was found, the one under the Al Cordiv name with all the depictions of kids doing weird shit, that account went dormant. A little while later,
Why is the music getting more intense?
an anonymous person reached out to me and Glade on Tumblr saying that they had found three or four accounts, all with usernames that related back to Lily in some way, on a website called Senkaku Complex.
Oh no.
I'd never heard of that website, and apparently it is known for hosting some of the worst stuff that you can find on the surface web. And this person had gone through all these accounts, which were under the names Al Cordiv, Ibarra Terra, which were her two sock puppet account names just smashed together. There was a username related to one of her fanfics, but they all had identical favorites, identical tags. Like, it was pretty much all the same person. There's no easy way to say this, but it's hardcore content.
These accounts, as per Britt's description, are highly interested in children, but because of the nature of them, they are impossible to verify, and are only associated to Lily due to her usernames and the common interests. While Lily is not particularly intelligent when it comes to covering her tracks, she does delete virtually everything. This makes investigating her all the more difficult. There are a mountain of accusations levied against her. Yet in this video, only the ones with the most evidence or relevance because who is giving the testimony are displayed. The job for police to investigate Lily, especially for Stockholm, would be difficult, as they would have to understand FemFetch and its relation to FemFiction, and understand how Stockholm was retrieved in its original state, and understand what My Little Pony is, and that there exist human forms of these characters, and they would have to go over the entirety of the 700,000 word long work, and then also pin Lily for distributing it, which could be tied to her Boss Spawn account, which gave out a Google Drive link. But also the Drive link is dead, so it is not possible to verify for certain that it was Stockholm. On top of that, Lily is a public figure. Concerned viewers of any creator calling the authorities to investigate someone does make the job of investigators more difficult, as the regular viewers reporting this will be more lax with reporting weaker evidence, and would make such an investigation more difficult to verify all these claims, which is why police will disregard it. This is all to say the current likelihood of Lily getting arrested is slim to none, but her history has been stacked against her. She has progressively gotten more and more aggressive, erratic, unpredictable. She has now begun copyright striking critical works of her, and as long as she remains online, she will continue to cause havoc. This is not the end, but rather the beginning.
I am very much displeased about everything that I've watched today. You know what's crazy? I started my day watching wholesome content. reading wholesome content. I was enjoying myself. And then I saw this and I was like, ooh, this might be something that I could stream and watch with my audience of people who dare bother to enjoy content with me on any routine type of day. You know what? I blame y'all. That's what YouTubers do, right? They blame the audience. You should watch Ruby Gloom to distract from this guck. No, I'm going to do one thing to alleviate drastically all of the pressure of this stream and what it's done to us all. Okay? This is on you. No, I blame you. I blame you. And who's the other one? Jada. I'm blame. You know what? I'm not blaming any of you. We're blaming Jada. We're putting this whole stream on Jada. He or she is gone now, so we can do that. Okay? Okay? I feel like we can do that. If we all agree to it, the plan could work swimmingly. Now, I could, this is 100% on you, and Kakashi. Blame Kakashi too. Anyone who thinks this is my fault, you blame yourself, okay? So Panda, Jada, and Kakashi, blame them. This stream is their fault, not my fault. No. But fuck it. I feel as though we all deserve a moment to just like breathe. There's only one way that I could think of that could make us all feel good about the moment in time, and that's listening to Dan to Dan. Forgot that was on 2 times speed. So yeah, there we go. The anime's not even done. It's on episode 2, dumbass. Read the book. All right, boys. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. Big Daddy signing off. Have a good night.